Yes. Welcome back to the daily broadcast that you need. I want you to imagine green pastures, a door slamming in the background.
That's Jack.
Jack deciding it was time for him to enter the room. Because Will hit the live button.
Exactly. Perfect timing.
Jack was like, let me slam this door. Because the world needs to know I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's happening, by the way. Will?
No.
Yeah, it looks like it's happening.
I don't believe it.
No, it looks like it's happening. I know you've been rather skeptical. I know you've been a naysayer. But apparently, you've been dead wrong. Mr. Elon Muskie has
So rude.
pulled it off.
No.
He is your new Mr. Twitter. He is your new Elon Dorsey. Twitter is his for the taking.
It is, yeah.
The company will, I guess, go private. You know it's going to be fire and brimstone, don't you, Will?
I don't think so.
You know it's going to be all kinds of noise as those Twitter employees are left clawing onto the Twitter, hanging onto the Twitter they once knew. They're going to be doing all types of interviews, Will.
Yeah.
There's going to be opinion pieces, Will. There's going to be exposés, Will. I don't know if you're ready for it.
I'm ready for Twitter stock, though.
Hey! Let's talk about Twitter stock since Mo's on the show today.
Right.
Mo's a big-time Twitter investor.
No.
As soon as the Elon news started making moves, he got in at the exact right time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was buying Twitter. The thing is, when you're moving weight like Mo is, when you're pushing chips at that scale, $2-3 shift on the thing is millions of dollars for a guy like him.
It's a couple yachts.
Yeah.
That's the thing, Will. More equals more. You've heard it before. Start pushing chips around, people get intimidated. There was actually, a lot don't know this, there was 2 offers on the table for Twitter.
Oh, really? Who was the second offer?
There was the highly publicized Elon Musk offer.
Mm-hmm.
There was the lesser known offer
Uh-huh.
by our esteemed colleague,
Yeah. What was my offer?
Mr. Mo Money,
The
Mr. Market Mo.
Market Mo.
thumbnail baron.
Now, the thing was, they were nervous about him.
Mm-hmm.
His offer was actually more. It's actually more than Elon.
Yeah.
They're nervous about him.
More demands, too, I would imagine.
I mean, Mo was like, free speech, get rid of it. He's like, I got something better. It's called Mo Speech. And all it is just stock picks.
Exactly.
He's the only account left, and you must follow him.
Oh, man.
So you can pump his favorites.
The pumping.
Yeah, his Twitter account at Pump My Favorites. Yeah. Well, okay, let's get to the bottom of this. This isn't like official, like crazy official. Like I didn't put official in the title, Will might have, but it looks about as official as official can be before it's official. If you know what I'm saying. And there were moments where it really seemed like it wasn't going to happen. There were moments where you were saying things, Will, like poison pill.
I was just shouting it.
You were
the top
saying
of the
things like
building.
that. And it started to sound like, okay, maybe it's not going to go down. But then someone in the chat says Elon Corleone. You know why that is, Will? Because he made an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
Apparently his negotiation tactic here was no budge. 5420, take it or leave it. And they're like, can we have a chat? He's like,
Final offer.
he's like, I'll sit there if you want, but it's
Yeah. What do you want?
5420.
Tesla or something?
It's like, you can give me a coffee. Like, I heard you have a nice espresso machine, but it's 5420. Like, I might fly out there, but I might also just be on a webcam. They're like, sir, we're talking about $43 billion, sir. He goes, yeah, I'll be on the webcam.
Yeah.
I'm trying to launch some rockets over here. I'm over here in Texas. You understand?
Away from keyboard.
I'm over here in Texas with my freedom over here. That's what I like. All types of freedom.
With Trump?
Oh, you want to go straight to the Trump talk? Everybody's saying that. Everybody got Trump on their mind now.
Yeah.
They're like, Elon does it. What's he going to say? How's he going to keep Trump out now? Because he's Mr. Free Speech. How are you going to chat? Now, it's important to note about Elon. He was on that committee with Trump. Like, he was an advisor, and then he bailed. He's like, that guy's out of his mind, or whatever he said. I mean, he didn't say that, but he's like, I can't work with that. Or something like, I got ideas, but they're not doing anything with it. Something along those lines. And so you don't even know what terms they're on from a personal perspective. And we got another story about how Elon wouldn't let the Bill Gates thing go, So the personal relationship thing does it. You don't know to what extent that, because we're talking about one person, Will. And I know that's been a topic of conversation as we've been talking about this potential acquisition, now seemingly actual acquisition. A company of this scale, I mean, we're not used to the idea of companies like this being private, social media companies.
Yeah.
And they go up to Congress and talk to their shareholders and phone calls, things like this. We're not used to the idea of this type of thing. Apparently, what happened here is, as much as the board may have not liked Elon Musk or the prospect of potentially losing their salaries, shareholders were applying pressure. Shareholders were like, "This is our way out, man." Like,
They do like the money.
They're thinking to themselves, "Okay, under this management, with this roadmap, what are the chances we're going to see 5420 in the future?" You got to cut to Mo's camera and just do that again, Mo. This is what Mo does. You see that? That's a no. That wasn't one of his picks before Elon got involved.
Right.
Revenue. I mean, they were doing better. Like, or apparently they were going to hit some kind of target. Mo.
Really?
I mean, they were going to hit a target.
Can you hit that 5-year?
Mo only cares about the 5-year. I mean, beginning of 2021, Mo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a share price that's higher than what's getting paid.
Some may argue that it was overvalued at that time.
You remember Waleed, he said...
intrinsic value.
He said the word intrinsic, didn't he? Didn't he?
He was set.
He might have said the word intrinsic, Will.
Yeah. I hear it.
Apparently the shareholders disagree about the word intrinsic, don't they? They say, you know what's intrinsic? All this money I'm about to get.
Money right now.
This money out here, that's intrinsic to me.
Yeah.
That's intrinsic.
I mean, if you bought stock 5 years ago of Twitter, you haven't really made that much.
I don't even know if any of this... Will, can you please do a define intrinsic, please? Thank you. This is a news channel. This is CNN Plus. Thank you for watching CNN Plus. Belonging naturally essential. Oof, baby. Shout out, Cam. Access to the arts is intrinsic to a high quality of life. You hear that, Will? Did you know that about your quality of life?
No, I didn't.
You need access to the arts.
Like Kanye?
I think he has access to the arts. I feel like he does.
Isn't he art?
So he has access to himself?
Yes.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, so listen, there's going to be so many think pieces. It's out of control. Like, I'm just imagining between now and Monday how many people are going to have all kinds of opinions about this thing. By the way, look at his recent tweet right there, since this is a developing story. I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter, because that is what free speech means. And this thing is getting retweeted in real time, like I'm watching numbers go up here, like a scoreboard. Richest man in the world, arguably most active / influential user of Twitter, maker of cars and rockets, owner of Twitter. Shout out Cameron. I hope that things work out. But I'd imagine like his exposure to risk continues to increase, right? Like, I guess you could also argue he's really leveraged. He's really well leveraged. Mm-hmm. The social media landscape, though, you try to name somebody, a public figure in social media on the management side, founder side, CEO side of social media, that hasn't felt the heat in the kitchen. Oh my God. The heat they feel is just a different level.
Yeah. It really feels like a lose-lose sometimes.
Who said what? Who banned who? Who leaked what? Who came up with this rule? Who does this benefit? What are the algorithms? Well, that's one thing that apparently he's aiming to change about social media, at least in the case of Twitter. Shout out No Fear. He's apparently going to make it open source, so that everybody can open up the guts and take a look at why something may be the way that it is. In other words, why what it takes to be a trending thing, or why one tweet outperforms another, or just how the algorithm operates. It goes open source, and you take a peek at it, I mean, you think about all these other sections, though, that might not be solely algorithmic, that may have human involvement and curation, because you don't really know. I mean, obviously there's the For You section that you would check up on, but then you've got trending, obviously related to regions and other things. There's still segments within there. Number one trending story. This is the story we're talking about right now, obviously. Like, you got a COVID-19 badge there. Do you think Elon likes the COVID-19 badge still being there? My understanding he was not a big COVID guy. Shout out Islam.
So the trending, is this automated? Like the top trending, or is it like human?
Well, that's what we were just mentioning, is like, it's probably a mixture of both. I know YouTube has said something similar about their trending page, that it's like, they're not just going to put anything in there if it just so happens to be trending. But, we've worked our way in there on a couple of different occasions. I think if something is just so widely talked about, it's going to get in there. But then there's other ones that are kind of confusing. Like, if you look at number 2, Monday Motivation, like, is that actually number 2? Because they don't show you the number of tweets for that one.
Right.
And there's also a heading that says only on Twitter. I was like, what? Oh, why is that only on? Why is Monday Motivation only? Anyway, it's like, that seems generated by the company or by some agenda. It just says Monday Motivation, so who knows what that means? But there also seems to be some prevalence of prominent news sources seemingly popping up in these discovery areas more than general user-generated discourse. So, like, if it's backed up by a number of news sources, like the number of times that Twitter will lead me to a paywall, tremendous.
Right.
They would love to send me to a Wall Street Journal paywall, to a New York Times paywall. Happens all the time. Like, I can only imagine the business that they're actually sending that direction. Shout out DJ and Chef. And shout out L Docs. I think DJ Chef just purchased a 50-acre farm. If that's true, man, that's a big shout out.
Congrats.
That sounds like so much fun. But if they lift up the hood and we look at the engine, shout out Alexei, then it's up. People are going to have access to know why things are the way that they are. It's funny. I mentioned New York Times or I mentioned Wall Street Journal. It's kind of a symbiotic thing, though, where if they stop posting their stories on Twitter, you know how they would be those like long threaded news stories, but they would leave some of it out or it wouldn't be rich in terms of multimedia or something.
And it all links to the article.
Like that helps the platform, but then sending the link off-site obviously generates some level of signups for those paywalled websites. So it's very complex relationship. I'm sure Elon's going to learn all about this. You can even look in the right there, who to follow. Like, wouldn't you like to look under the hood of why those are your people right now? Well, you need to look under the hood because you got to get to the bottom of that. Specifically you.
Yeah, I'll need to ask Elon.
Not anybody else.
Myself, personally.
Well, shout out Ben. But it's gonna be a lot of apprehension. It's gonna be a lot of, like I said, think pieces. It's going to be a lot of people possibly even leaving the platform.
Oh yeah, for sure. But where else are they gonna go?
Listen, man, not everything that people do is always reasonable. Sometimes people do things out of spite, or sometimes people do things out of their own personal philosophy.
Sure.
It is the face of Twitter has been a thing that's shrunk or has been shrinking. The face of Twitter after Dorsey said he's leaving. In other places that were predominantly sort of led by one particular face, those faces have become targets.
Yes.
Zuckerberg and etc. Bezos or whoever. Bezos is not social media, but
there's like a negative connotation.
Well, there's
like
just
generally.
Well, it's just prominence. It's so much scale. It's like now you're interacting with. It's inevitable that there's going to be some people that are not super into something that you said or something that you did. Shout out Daniel.
And they narrow it down to that specific thing.
Well, social media tends to be a thing that people feel that they're a part of since day one, and they really are humans. Because these sites, as much as those prominent news sources have taken to them, these sites still remain mostly user-generated in terms of volume. And so then that means if it's the users making the content that people are looking at, they feel some sense of ownership over the platform. And they feel that the whole thing is predicated on having your say. I'm going to go on Twitter because I'm going to let people know what I think. And in a weird way, it gives the impression, even if it's untrue, I mean, you're not a shareholder just because you tweet, but it gives the impression of a sort of distributed ownership. People kept referencing the idea that Twitter is the de facto town square, town hall. But who owns the town square? The town. The town owns the town square. The king? Who owns the town square? No, I'm asking you, Will.
Well, it would be the person who owns Twitter.
No.
Because they're the ones who call the shots.
No. I'm talking actual town square. I'm saying,
you're talking about old school?
I'm saying, Will, let's go down to the cafe near the town square.
Okay.
Who owns the town square in that case?
In our horses? What?
I guess it could be privately owned. It really depends on the makeup of that particular place.
Sure, yeah.
I guess if you and I were in Monte Carlo, then we might have to go kiss the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mo, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You ever been to Monte Carlo?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, well, one day, right?
Make my ways.
Shout out Islam. Yeah, maybe the taxpayers own it. Thank you, Islam. Maybe they do. Those voters. This is different. This is different. I'm very curious to see the reaction once this becomes official. Mm-hmm. It also sets a precedent.
In what way?
It sets a precedent in the sense that you have a very aggressive takeover of a company at a scale that I'm not sure, by an individual, that I'm not sure we've seen before. I don't know. I can't recall. You would see mergers. You would see...
acquisitions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Where two companies would become integrated. This has nothing to do with Tesla.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with any of his businesses.
No, it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That's a personal endeavor, financed on his personal credit, like his personal.
What did he say? Like around 20 billion of it is his own money?
It's unbelievable. You know all the tax you got to pay on this stuff. Ooh. Go and try and grab 20 of your own. Shout out Sage. Yeah, the community. That's right. the community exists in the town square, don't they? Mm-hmm. So, a lot of questions. Big Trump question looming, obviously. Waiting to see what Jack Dorsey himself says. Interesting that the shareholders seemingly overwhelmed the board in this case. Said, we want that 5420. Shout out, Dan. Interesting to see what takes place as far as what these new rules are for the platform.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the things that he's mentioned as being irritating. I can tell you what those consist of.
Okay. Let's break it down.
Spam bots.
Yeah.
He's saying, step one, no more spam bots. Okay, we're all for that. That's what you got to do, right? You got all this new real estate. You bought up the town.
Got it.
You got to get rid of the riffraff. Mm-hmm. In Twitter world, that's spam bots. Nobody is defending the spam bots. Nobody's going to cry about that, Mo. Mm-mm. They say get rid of them. Number two, apparently the reliance on advertising is the next target. Oof, good luck with that. Shout out Jamie. He wants an update on Johnny Depp's trial. Seems hard to talk about given this development. They're just bickering about who said what to who. Although Vin really likes the story about the makeup cover-up thing.
Yeah.
Do you have it in here today or no?
No.
You don't even like
I could.
it. You don't even like it. I don't know. It seems interesting. Maybe you can put that part in.
Okay, sure.
Shout out, Jay. You know what you have to do is you have to figure out a way to generate revenue. And I know I've had this conversation and people are like, well, he's the richest man in the world. He doesn't have to make any money. He's just doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
Wow.
He's just...
He needs to operate without
It's an
him, too.
altruistic endeavor, Mo. Mm-hmm. That's what some people think. Iron Man just loves humanity. Okay, fine. Shout out Markel. It's fine. You're entitled to perceive it however you want. I mean, I didn't have the conversation yet. I'm sure when we have him on the show, we'll get to the bottom of it.
Right, yeah. We'll grill him.
Oh, Will, go ahead.
Elon, I guess for him, he's like the main guy. Do you think that when he takes over Twitter, he's gonna have like advisors? Like how much is he gonna be in the decision making? Is it like 100%?
Well, I would assume the way it works is that immediately, yes. Immediately,
he would have these like really big tentpole requests.
It's like you just bought a house.
Uh-huh.
And it's a fixer-upper.
Oh, boy.
In the short term, you got to be really on it. to get yourself moved in.
Yep.
After it's all set up, you come and go as you please. It's a vacation property after that.
Right.
So he's setting the
Well, there's going to be
rules.
so many eyeballs on him to make changes in the short term that all these areas that people perceive most very sensitive on the hearing today. I noticed that the dogs, everything's getting to you.
Yeah.
You had a tough weekend, and I fully understand it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm exactly like that. Every sound.
Yeah. It
I
just
told-
gets you on edge.
I told you I've been listening to. Well, you also got the dog running around,
know,
which
I
gets you going every
Yeah.
time. There's a different thing to it. Shout out, Alex.
Yeah, he gets in trouble every now and then.
And anyway, shout out I Edit. Canceled Netflix to pay for this super chat. Let's go! Let's go!
Quality
I
content
bet you
right
CNN
here.
Plus wanted that.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. That's the nicest thing anyone's
Wow.
ever. I don't think Reed Hastings likes that super chat. Right, Will? They don't
yeah.
like that.
Oh,
They
man.
don't like that super. That's all right.
Poor Netflix.
That's one way. That's one way to get into the community. I'll tell you that. Cancel Netflix to watch this. Oh man, that's some kind of a rocket ship pathway to entering the community. So he's got to get in there early, change a bunch of obvious things that people are like, oh, this is Elon's Twitter now. And then hopefully set things up in such a fashion with the right people that it can kind of be a little bit on autopilot. You see what I did over there?
The autopilot?
It's a Tesla product. He's also, so he mentioned eliminating the reliance on advertising, but as I was saying about the agenda, this operation is enormous. It is a massive, to have people to run something like this is a massive expenditure, and you can't just make no money. Even if you're Elon Musk, you can't just make no money. You can make no money for a while, as is the case with a number of different startups and things. You can build, you can spend money, invest money into the company. Eventually, you're gonna have to make some money to make it sustainable, maybe even beyond yourself. In other words, so that it can be an ongoing thing
Right.
after you're done with it.
Exactly.
Shout out Jorge. We're very glad that we offer you entertainment as as a UPS driver. That's actually, I love to hear that.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. I love the detail because I can picture now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm driving around with packages, but actually I'm on the couch beside Mo.
Oh, lovely.
You see what I'm saying? You can imagine what that's like. Even after he had a rough weekend and he's
Yeah.
sensitive, it's fine. Everybody's been there. Every single person has been there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you love watching this stock, Will. I like it because it's real time. And I don't know if people realize, like, this is breaking news. This show is breaking news. This is CNN Plus.
Did you make that investment, Mo?
I
The
did
whale?
not. No.
The whale investment?
Yeah, Mo's making whale moves.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Blue whale moves. It's the biggest whale. If you get rid of the advertising, you still got to make a couple of bucks to keep the thing going, even beyond yourself. I don't know if people realize this yet, but Elon Musk will not be immortal. I don't know if people realize that. I think they think he'll figure that one out too. He'll have 47 Neuralinks in there.
Right.
He'll be all linked up. He'll be all linked up. Yeah, no. Wait. Okay, no, you go ahead.
Do you think that he's gonna be planning to be CEO, or he's just gonna leave it to Agrawal?
No. They're not going to cut a deal.
No, eh?
We got more breaking news. Breaking.
Uh-oh.
Distracted UPS driver fired for listening to Lou Later. That's breaking. That's breaking news right there. Shout out Sean. Hashtag save soil. I don't know what that's about, but I'm a big soil guy.
Yeah.
A lot of delicious things come from this. So I was driving up there. I was going to your town, Mo. I was on my way.
yeah?
I was on my way over there.
Over the weekend?
And you're going up to 400, and you go just before Bradford, and you see the rich soil,
Right.
and you start thinking about produce.
Right. Yeah, a lot of farmland up there.
I don't believe you're right when you say right. I don't believe it.
You don't believe
I don't
I'm
believe
agreeing
you're
with
as
it?
impressed because you drive past it too often.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You drive past every day. You're
I
like,
do.
screw this soil.
No, but it's nice to know that I can relate with somebody on that.
On the drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I've done it a handful of times in the last. You know what? Mm-hmm. Anyway, were you going to say something, Will, or can I finish my thought
No, go ahead. I'm done with what I had to say.
for the day?
That's a wrap for Will today.
We got a FedEx driver in the chat as well, man. Shout out all the drivers and PM too. So you cut back on the advertising. What do you got to do, Mo? What do you got to do?
I don't
Shout
know,
out, Yash.
get your users to pay.
Is that what you're gonna do?
I don't know. I'm saying that is another business model.
That's true. He wants. He's a big fan of Twitter Blue.
Yeah. So that's what's being talked about right now.
Like different tiers of verified kind of.
You're talking
access.
about a guy who, up until this point, has basically built himself up on a very premium product, the Tesla.
Yeah.
Everything has stemmed from it. I mean, I know he had the PayPal, he's selling it. and
Right.
whatever. He's got billions to invest into it and so forth. But the Tesla, it was for a long time definitely not for everybody, just from a price perspective.
Absolutely.
Shout out some guy. Appreciate it. He was able to take those super fans, those willing to pay, that one subset of the market, and then pour that money back in so that it would filter down to more affordable products. Some people still want the products to be even more affordable. Shout out Jameson and shout out Hazard. It happened to the extent of the Model 3, and now they're talking about in places in Asia even going more entry level than that. Shout out Ryan. There is a path towards taking your most engaged user base, giving them the features they want, and possibly living through an exodus of users, having a smaller user base, but actually generating more revenue.
Yeah.
There is a path that is a possibility. Shout out Gary. DHL is in the house as well.
Who are we missing at this point?
Well, we need like USPS,
Yeah,
Canada
Canada
Post,
Post, yeah.
like the mail guys. They would have to probably be on the headphones, a lot of them.
Right.
I don't know to what extent.
Hands free.
Yeah.
Like Patreon.
You can have a business model on Patreon.
Right.
People do it.
Yeah.
People have a business model. Figure out their margins and go, like, guys, how much it cost me to make a video. And there's only 17 people that like it.
But it's enough.
But if the 17 people really like it, think about a small business. Small business, very concerned about taking care of their customers.
Right.
But they also recognize not everybody's their customer. Small businesses can become big businesses. Shout out Michael, shout out Alexander. So if you put these really killer features in there, Tesla-like features for social media, and you build a user base of super fans, and those super fans become evangelists for the thing, well, in Tesla's case, they buy the stock and then they won't shut up about it like you. Shout out Shakar. Then you build from there. And then everybody starts to want those features. And then something you weren't even paying for before, you're like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm paying for that. I mean, that's like me. I wouldn't shut up about YouTube Premium for a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to that. And then there was a moment where I wouldn't shut up about Disney Plus because my kids wanted to watch some Star Wars here and there,
Right.
shows that they were putting out. Now they might not care. Now I'm like, I'm going to cancel it. They're like, okay. I don't know. It's a possibility.
Okay.
So I don't know what this list of features looks like. That's the crazy part. I mean, it would have to be an incredible news service. It would have to be obviously spam bot free, obviously advertiser free. But you know what YouTube did is they put the music piece in. They negotiate the music deal because so many people are already paying for that. That what he does? That doesn't seem his style. Like, go and shake hands in Hollywood doesn't seem his style. He'll do a cameo.
Right.
He'll do a cameo. It's the end of that. What about other integrations with other companies? Is that enough? You know, you started to see how Twitter was being used through this conflict in Ukraine. It seemed to be so imperative as far as getting news out and imagery and information. Even himself getting the Starlinks over there. And you start to look at Twitter and go, damn, what's the value to that group? Right? What's the importance to that group in that exact moment? There is a tremendous capability here. But we don't tend to notice it because there's also a lot of noise, the signal to noise ratio. There's also a lot of chatter. Right. There's also a lot of spam. There's also a lot of aggressiveness or, you know.
I've always liked the idea of Twitter being live. There's always like a news source that's just constantly updating and it's live. Man, like if you're thinking like, you know, far out with live content, could it be that, you know, they could like the majority of people can have access to maybe like news outlets in a subscription model or something, but also have like a dialogue with them in some way.
This is what Apple tried to do.
Like a AMA.
Apple News Plus tried to do this.
Oh, really?
They try to give you one place. I think it might have been News Plus, or it might have even been before that. But they try to give you one place where you were going to get multiple subscriptions to those high-profile news sources.
Right.
So, like, you would pay one fee to Apple, and it would include your New York Times, Wall Street Journal, or whatever, instead of having an individual subscription across all of them. Apparently, it was a complete failure.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, according to Apple, or according to New York Times, they were making no money from it because all of a sudden now Apple's getting a cut. And you were already sort of, I don't want to say struggling, but the transition towards this paywall internet, it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. So I don't know what the terms of the deal would be or how they would do it in such a fashion. I really don't. But it is an amazing, it sounds amazing. Because you and I had to do it for this show. All of a sudden, we're going around and we got 17 different subscriptions going on. We can't even remember if we have a subscription. Like, do we have a login for that?
Yeah, there's so many at this point.
Are we gonna all be expected to maintain 20 different subscriptions? No, it's ugly. And we see what happens in streaming when that happens. People drop them off. Because they get sick of it. They're like, I'm getting billed. It's not a great user experience.
Yeah, and having the aggregator news feed is not a good option as well. Like paying like a set price and then having all this, all these news sources, like you said, with Apple News. Doesn't really work that way.
Well, and here's the thing, like, what ends up happening is that you get these long articles that are written on these websites that end up getting pieced out on Twitter anyways. We just wait for the information to come to Twitter in short pieces, and then you're like, okay, that's good enough.
Right.
I don't even have to click through it. Because that's how people are consuming. They don't. We're not wanting to go to 17 different websites, let alone pay for them. We just don't even want to go there. It becomes too much.
Yeah, give me the bullet points.
This is why all those streaming boxes aim to give you universal search. So you can just say the thing you want to watch, and then it will look through all the services you're subscribed to see if you can watch it. You think about the number of websites you go to even us, with us trying to gather news, we're looking for ways to put it in one place. So that we're not typing or bookmarking or having all these ongoing URLs on a consistent basis. But it's tough. It's tough to create that value for the average person and to give power users things that they really feel like they're not. You want to know the other one that's been talked about? Crypto. Payments and crypto.
I've heard a little bit of this, of like encrypting so you can message wallets.
What, like, Jack Dorsey basically moved into payments.
Yep.
First with Square,
Block.
turned into Block, and then also just becoming Mr. Crypto.
Yeah.
There is some sort of relationship, similarity between communication and transactions, right? Communication, you're transacting in words. Financial transactions, you're transacting in, obviously, finance. However, think about all the places in your life where those that you communicate with are also people you transact with. It's all the time. It's all the time. Yet our communication mediums don't tend to support or enable those transactions to take place natively. So, like, one thing that happened when I started get going on YouTube is a lot of people that I didn't know locally but end up coming to know internationally, it will be through DMs on Twitter. It will be a way to quickly verify authentic communication. I could see a check mark and know, okay,
Right.
that's that person. Or, I mean, I could just click on their profile, whatever. I mean, the check mark does help. And that's another thing he mentioned, figuring out the check mark thing. He was talking about two different types of check marks or verification
Okay.
so that everybody will get verified. But it might not be public figure verified, but just verified that
That you are who you are.
I don't know if it's ID. I don't know how comfortable people are going to be with that. But then I know that Mo is Mo.
Right.
That I can trust that I'm not talking to an imposter, a bot. Don't even get Will Do started on it. Don't get Will Do.
know.
Don't get him started.
Yeah, Will's got it bad.
Don't get him revved up. Don't get him going. Because it's
I'm revved.
it's still a problem to this day. The imposter
Yeah.
thing, the bot thing, the scam thing, the send money to wherever thing.
It's not Twitter only, though.
It's not Twitter only.
Yeah.
It's not Twitter only. But now you got someone who claims they're going to fix everything.
Yeah.
An individual
You've made a big promise
who has solved on his own, has solved some pretty complex things in the past. Some things that people said you can't do that, and then did it. And you look at the track record, look at the history.
Yeah.
What's in there? Okay, automotive is the one everybody thinks of, but what was the first one? PayPal.
Yeah.
Boys and girls, PayPal. Also, Jack, who went into payments, seems to be kind of supportive of this Elon thing. You
Yeah.
don't often see billionaires
Shaking hands.
that friendly.
Yeah.
It's not common.
Very true.
What type of integration could you imagine? Possibly crypto products, possibly Dorsey products come back into Twitter in such a way. All of a sudden now, right in the DMs, I'm sending $5 that I owe you from the weekend because you had such a good time.
There you go.
Talking about you, not me. I'm sure you owe somebody $5 after this weekend. The way you came in this morning.
Right.
You got to agree with that, right, Will?
Yeah, it's a good time for Mo.
Yeah.
during
I
the
feel like
weekend.
Kanye West has to come back to Twitter now, too, with the Elon thing. They're pals. He keeps going, show support.
Interesting.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
He got to come back. He can't be messing with Zuckerberg over there on Instagram.
What about Alex Jones?
Alex Jones coming back? Oof. Well, I mean, he just filed for bankruptcy. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
No.
Because
Does he still have a show?
no, because the Sandy Hook families,
Yeah.
it's a big
They're suing him.
no,
Like,
but they got the ruling, like they owe the money, right?
yeah.
It's a big payout, and so it's seeking bankruptcy now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wow.
in his case, I mean that really the Sandy Hook thing really reached into a different area. Obviously,
Yes.
it reached into a different area when people started in real life approaching those families,
Yeah.
the victims, and
Harassing them.
well, accusing them of being actors. Like they just took the information, literally brought it right to them. Now you're standing in court. But I don't know. Again, this is where the open source nature of what he plans to do to Twitter becomes important, because then everybody can look at the rules and say, okay, well, these are the terms we agreed to. And then if maybe that eliminates some of the nuance in making these determinations. But it's tough because sometimes there's no way around it. Sometimes there is nuance, even when you try to write the whole thing out. That's the complexity of communication. You think about things like when somebody's joking or satire, or it's tough, man. Sometimes, Mo, you're just trying to make a joke.
Yeah. Doesn't always land.
And you completely miss the mark.
Yeah.
And nobody laughs. And then a guy like you, I don't know if you can recover.
No, I don't think I can.
Just lies down.
I just sink into my chair deeper and deeper.
You might. You don't know. It's a tough responsibility, and I told you guys already, it's not one that I want.
No. I'm surprised he wants it, actually.
Who's he gonna hire? Where is he going to find these magical people that know how to write up these terms, that know how to create the ultimate town square? Where are they? I mean, they're probably not politicians.
No.
Are there business people? What skill set would even be required to come up with the ultimate terms for the virtual town square?
I have no idea. It just seems like such a
Regular people?
task.
Is everything a poll? The whole terms of service is just one poll after another. Yes, no.
Yeah.
Oh, what about voting, guys? What about voting? Doesn't the conversation around political discourse, political advertising, campaigning, imagine if the tools are put in place where the entire political process happens on Twitter. Entire political process. And all of a sudden, Mo, you can interact with every single issue that's happening
Right.
in your country's capital.
Right.
You can now, because of the ease, you can wake up in the morning and cast your vote in all types of
Right, yeah.
issues. Because you're a verified guy.
Mm-hmm.
Got your passport or whatever else. Go ahead, Will.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean...
I'm just painting... By the way, I'm not saying that any of these things have to happen, will happen,
No, I
should
agree
happen.
with you. It's nice to imagine.
I'm
because Twitter has so much potential. There's a lot of things that they could do to shift the landscape of social media by maybe doing just a few tweaks. Unbanning people, I think, is the most interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of banning, it's just a suspension.
No more ban. Ban button gone?
Yeah.
There's nothing that's bannable offense?
I don't know. See, that's something that they have to work out.
It's tough to say.
And it's interesting to see their process
You know what?
doing so.
You know, one thing that always struck me, the fact that you can be like a convicted killer. You can be convicted of terrible things, terrible crimes.
Okay.
And you would hear about how you would still be allowed communication in the form of sending mail back and forth.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be a convicted killer and you're not banned from communication.
No.
Yeah,
It's
you
still
can
considered a human right.
still write letters.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, letters are slow and they're not public and they're not broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people that can't write anything on Twitter right now. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's no the speed and the broadcast nature and the fact that the company is making money via advertising, that's what changes things philosophically. Because that's not happening for the prisoner. But if the prisoner puts out a book and starts selling it, Then people start getting a little weird. Oh, he wrote the book in prison. He's selling a book. It happens.
Yeah.
My story, the truth. Gruesome details. They can do it.
They don't make any money off of it, though, right?
Is that right?
No, I don't know. I thought maybe you would know.
Is that right, Mo?
Okay, maybe.
Yeah. And faster distribution. Imagine them doing an audiobook. It's even faster, the delivery.
You know, they used to say, well, Twitter can do what it wants. It's a company. They can do what they want. They set the rules, right? Then the government gets involved and they say, well, we want to know how you're making those decisions. Then the company goes private. Let's say Elon owns it. Private. What kind of interaction can the government have?
Yeah, I guess they can't do much at that point, can they? Other than put some regulations in.
I don't know. I don't know to what extent they can. I mean, they were talking about they have no problem talking about anti-competitive stuff.
Right, yeah.
They get those guys over there all the time for that. But you can imagine how this plays out in the next U.S. presidential election. Social media has become the battleground for campaigning and campaign ads.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Yeah,
Let me just
You're painting your own picture right now?
put this idea into fruition here.
You know what, Will? I want you to
Okay,
put this. I want you to put this idea into fruition.
What if, like prominent people, and the case of like maybe a presidential candidate, like what if they have the debate on Twitter, and have it be more interactive, in a way. Everything's live. Everyone can participate. But it's interactive in some form.
Okay. Like questions are picked from the live
Yeah.
chat that they have to answer.
And
Interesting.
it's all held in Twitter.
Okay.
And Joe Rogan's moderator. It's I always think the idea of Twitter as being like interactive as well. Like you can talk to celebrities, you can talk to people that you look up to,
Right. It's live.
any people that, you can follow and potentially have them answer. And I feel like maybe changing the landscape of social media to like a prominent, like people prominent could interact with regular people. I think it's interesting.
You know what is about social media, something that has always intrigued me, is this idea of where you are on the internet. The individual, the person. Where are you on the internet?
Right. Where are the platforms you live, essentially?
It's just where are you? Where do I find you?
Yeah.
Actual you.
Yeah.
It's a curious one because when social media first started, I mean, I know that there were things happening prior to this, but everybody remembers MySpace.
Right.
You can just leave the lid off if you want.
You see how stressed I get? It takes the slowest sip.
I'm just trying to save Mo's life, Will, because his blood pressure's out of control
Oh,
over
it's
there.
that bad, eh? Sorry, bud.
No, he's exaggerating here.
I'm definitely not exaggerating. I actually have on my phone I have a Mo pulse monitor.
Right.
I just see you.
You chipped me.
I see. Yeah, I just
Spiking.
because I
every
need to
time
know.
do
I need
that.
to know how you're feeling. Remember when Apple tried to do that? It was like you can see the pulse of your partner or something. Wasn't that? I'm trying to
Oh,
remember.
yes. Yeah.
It's
What?
like-
The heartbeat.
yeah.
Oh my God, no.
You don't want to see that?
No, you don't.
Well, you don't.
Yeah, I don't. I don't want that information. It's too much.
Well, I do. I do, Mo.
All right. Well, I'm not giving it to you. You can't chip me, Lou.
I just need you to wear an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
All right. Just need to see your heartbeat during the demo. Different times, you understand? I might be feeling down. I might be, having a rough one. And then I'm just like, oh, there you go.
That's Mo.
Mo's heart is still beating. You can also send kisses.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I remember that. Anyway, so where are you on the internet? Where are you actually? Because there's all these vacant profiles and dead places where you used to be. It's terrifying. Everyone has had this experience of browsing things and people that used to be somewhere and they're gone. And it's hard to pinpoint where they are now. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe for some people that's really healthy for them to be, let's say, off the internet. But when MySpace started, it was like, it really felt as though there was a place where everyone was. And then, of course, Facebook. But then quickly, it became obvious that people were going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
Even Google tried to have you be where they are with, remember Google Plus? It became this battleground for where you live on the internet. Now, metaverse, forget about it. Zuckerberg's like, okay, they don't live on Facebook. I need them inside of a headset so I can have them live here.
Yeah.
Specifically. Everyone wants you to live in their world.
Of course.
Because then they can extract from you.
Ugh,
Initiate extraction.
that sounds scary.
Well, it's inevitable. I mean, this is how these models operate.
Zuck
So,
extracting you. Oh,
I don't know what you're into.
it's a bit much.
I just need to see Mo's heartbeat. That's it.
You'll see it in the metaverse.
Yeah, I'm sure Zuck will give that to you.
All the data I need.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's a price on that. He's like, what do you need? Mo's heartbeat? I'm like, he's not even wearing any device. He's like, I got it.
I got it.
Live. We'll give it to you live. But that conversation kind of weakened a little bit because it was like, well, these people are on Snapchat and those people are on TikTok and those people are on Instagram and those people are on Facebook and those people are on YouTube, and it became hard to pinpoint. And I do have these weird conversations. I ran into somebody who recognized me yesterday, and he was like, if I want to reach out to you, can I send you a message on Instagram? And I was like, oh, I never check. I'm not really. I don't really check those messages. I was like, sometimes I check Twitter, but it's hard to have a uniform across a society that is equivalent demographically. There's some groups I could say, send me a DM, and they'd be like, where, what?
Yeah.
Can I text you? And then some other group that's like, I'll send you an email later. That's where this verification concept comes in. Our conversation around transactions, our conversation around political discourse. Imagine a social media equivalent of a passport.
Yeah.
You're the closest thing to your secure identity online.
Right.
It's Mo, not Mo was here, Mo is here.
Yeah.
Because of how much utility you derive from that specific profile. I know you, because you're a good guy to talk to, actually.
Because I don't have a Twitter.
Because you're not a big Twitter.
No. Like you were saying earlier, that you can't be everywhere. So you find your places where you end up being.
It's where your social group is.
Exactly. When you say you're on Twitter, you know not exactly what the guy is, but you can kind of put him in a general area. Like I tell you I'm on Instagram, you know that I'm taking artsy photos and whatnot. Because I'm just generally, that's the people I want to be around.
Is it? Or is it just where you end up?
Or, yeah, exactly. There's where you end up.
You might not even be that person anymore. And then you might just stop posting and wonder where that went. But there is no de facto
location. We'll call it a location.
Google still might be the closest. Like when you're on your Google account, you're like, okay, that is reliably me.
Right.
And that's the trouble, is that email sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's pretty reliably you.
Yeah.
I don't know how frequently you check your email, but there's never a question of whether or not a person can email you or uses email. And that sucks.
Will's a little stressed over there.
My goodness gracious. There's just some tap dancing going on over there. It's a lot of snapping and it's a whole performance going on over there.
You keep like moving up and down. I have to like change the camera. And Otis
It's
is like
your
licking
fault.
blood over there still.
Oh.
There's still blood on the floor.
Jesus,
audience
Will,
members who
that's
don't know.
too much information.
He's like
Will.
in it for like an hour. We've been
Yeah, I
filming
know.
and
He's been going down there a lot.
blood on the floor.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like you can't just say there's blood on the
Oh,
floor
I can say it.
and then just leave it there. Is that like people are definitely going to be concerned?
No. Everybody's okay. There's
No.
I don't think you thought through the potential concern of just casually dropping the fact that your dog was licking blood on the floor.
That's how it works around here.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, the chat is blowing up right now. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, just what?
We need answers.
Like, you can't, like, how are you supposed to continue from that? Man. But it is, and you understand the power in that too. If you can develop a platform that does become the de facto internet identity of sorts, that, and you know, all types of social media aim to achieve that by making it so that you could like comment on other sites using your profile, that you could log into God knows what with your Facebook account or your Google account or whatever. They all want to be your identity. But none have succeeded
Yeah, long term.
because everybody's been all spread out.
Yeah.
If you try to think what is the set of things that have to exist on an app or in a social media that would make that permanent and lasting and would make it obvious that you need to be there. And I think we just mentioned a lot of those things in referencing transactions. Because if you have crypto in there,
Yeah.
if it's got your account, it becomes your wallet, sort of, let's say. If they
Essentially.
figure out a way to do that, if it becomes a mechanism that you use to interact with politics, that's another one you're like, oh, I got to maintain that. Like, your passport is important because you can travel with it.
Exactly.
That's why you don't want to lose that.
Yeah. It provides a great deal of value.
Value, utility, it works for you. So you try to think of the other ways. Social connections is one, but
Right.
there's a lot of other pieces that can be leveraged in order to create a more lasting hold. The check mark is another big one. I know it's dumb. It seems dumb. It's just a check mark.
Yeah.
But if they can figure out a way to verify everyone, because it's been such an aspirational thing, like, ooh, blue check, oh, check mark. I don't even think it's blue anymore. Ooh, check mark.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the general public gets it because there's some way in which they authenticate their account
Yeah, they can be verified in their own way.
in their own way.
Yeah.
That like, oh, I did some work. I input some type of information in order to achieve that. Now you have the makings of possibly that one place where you exist online, possibly. And that's without even going into any type of metaverse conversation.
Right.
So, of course, that would change the discourse quite significantly. If imagine you were required to verify your identity in order to tweet.
You wouldn't be saying, you'd be a lot more careful.
Type of things people saying would change. Discourse would change. It might be more like a town square where you got to wear your own face.
Yep. That's why I found Facebook kind of interesting,
Because you got to wear your own face.
because you have to have your own name. But I know that you can change.
Why you gotta say it like that? Sounds like Hannibal Lecter. What the?
I was wondering how many times you guys were going to let it slide.
The
I
wear
got it
your
the
own
first
face.
No, I knew it's your style. I knew I'd get you right away.
Yeah,
Will.
right.
I knew I'd get
My
you.
ears are perked.
But Mo was.
I'm a lot more forgiving.
No, Mo was down to ride on it.
Yeah.
And because I do mean it the way it sounds, in the sense that when you're on the internet, you're not wearing your face. It is a thing. Anonymity on the internet has been key to the development of the internet. And the fact that people say things, do things, behave a certain way they never would in public, and they certainly wouldn't in the town square because they get to turn their face off.
Yes, they do.
When you're out in public, you put your face back on. You hit the on button. Face, identity, let's go. Now, what if Twitter became a place where your face was on? In other words, it was more similar to the town square in the sense that you would be wearing your face for real. Now, I'm not saying it. I don't know. Does everybody could everybody use their own name? Would that have to be the case? What about brands? I mean, brands are inherently faceless and not always. Certainly not Elon's brand. There's face all over that.
Do you think Twitter would benefit if it had an upvote, downvote system
Like
for
Reddit?
every single tweet?
Well, you know, Elon loves Reddit and certainly memes, but isn't the upvote, downvote? I mean, maybe there's not downvote, but isn't the upvote just retweets and likes? Doesn't it kind of operate in a similar fashion?
Yes, but having a downvote would, I guess, filter out the nasty stuff a lot quicker.
But it might also filter out.
But then there's armies that would
Yeah, that's what I'm
take
saying.
down
That's what I'm saying. Is like I
Twitter
don't.
posts.
That would be like the town square equivalent of some guy saying something, and then and it might be actually really interesting, but then
Someone throws an apple at him or something?
no, like an enormous band starts marching through, making so much noise that you can't hear him anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you should still be able to hear or walk over to the individual you're attempting to listen to. There has to be some sort of, and this is where the rules come in. You create a rapport. Like this is how. It's a real task. It's a real huge task, Will. And
The face wearing?
trying to have faces on the internet.
Yeah.
Like trying to actually, this is a thing, and I'm sure I've talked about it on the show before, but it continues to interest me. I can't sometimes stop myself from thinking about it, which is the fact that outside of rare cases where you would have like a identical twin, we all have unique faces. Mo, you have a unique appearance.
Thanks, man.
No, you do.
Yeah.
It's not a compliment. It's a fact.
Well, it's a little bit of a compliment, but yeah.
Will, you have your own face, your own identity. You are Will. And you know what comes with that is an entire behavior set, social norms, the ability to hold you accountable for your actions
Yeah.
and the things that you say. So yes, you can say whatever you want.
But it's also you that's saying whatever that
You got to
want.
deal with the residual. You got to deal with the outcome from making those noises, saying those things, making those decisions. That is a really incredible realization. You got 7 billion people, and outside of some rare occasions, everybody has this unique appearance. They put your fingerprint or your... It's probably important to some extent. It probably is a critical component in our interactions with one another. Accountability.
Of course, I'd imagine so.
Maybe to have the real town square, that's the step one. Each profile has to have accountability. Accountability at least to a singular identity. Accountability to a check mark that is who you say it is.
Yeah.
And maybe that does significantly alter the discourse. Maybe some of the fun goes away, though. Maybe some of the chaos goes away.
The drama, the entertainment.
I mean, guy like Will might find himself on Reddit just reading anonymous posters, and maybe those things never surface, and maybe people have trouble speaking their mind in isolation, sitting at home. Maybe people have trouble wearing their own faces.
Interesting.
It gets worse.
Well, it almost becomes silent.
Exactly. That has to be the fear. The fear is that posting goes down. User-generated content by a wide enough variety of people because the cost is too high. The risk is too high initially. I can't do that. I can't be held responsible for what I'm about to post.
Yeah, sometimes I feel that way right now, posting on Twitter.
Go ahead, Will.
I feel like I don't really want to post my opinion out there.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like there is a lot of backlash that's on social media.
Willie do facing the imagine.
No, but absolutely, I'm with Will on
It's
this.
always in the back of my mind.
No, I know, but
You almost
it's
prepare
but
the
I'm saying it's
argument.
funny that you feel that way, considering how uncontroversial.
Yeah, like how easygoing Will is.
Like you're worried about it. Imagine someone that's constantly sharing
Yeah.
their opinion on something.
Yeah.
It becomes a real exercise to have to communicate in such a fashion where you're constantly taking all opinions into consideration. It's a real exercise. You know what I'm talking about.
You have to like almost pre-argue your post, and then it gets so exhausting that you're like, I'm just not going to post it.
And this is the secret. The secret is that on most social media, the vast majority of content is made by an incredibly small subset of users. Most people are lurking. Most people do not want to contribute to they don't want to speak. They'd rather watch.
Yeah.
Which seems crazy because you're like, wait, there's so much noise on there. Well, yeah, there's so much noise because there's so many users. But there's a lot of people that are like Vin, just lurking. Or
Yeah.
even you. You don't say anything.
Nope.
And Will just said he barely says anything.
Wasn't there like some stat that was like the top 10 most followed accounts on Twitter don't even post anything?
There you go. There you go.
Or-
Even they're done speaking their mind.
Yeah.
Talking about Bieber and Taylor Swift.
Rihanna,
and,
all of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
That was Elon's point when he said he's going to buy it. That's the significance of him being one of the most followed people, but also constantly on the platform, just replying to people, using the platform.
Yeah. Constantly. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ahmed. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a quick break. Do we have a break?
No, we don't have a break there.
Okay, you two talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to be right back, all right? Give me
Dishwasher.
like 3 minutes.
So what do you think Twitter, in your eyes, is supposed to be, Mo?
Me and Kirk were talking about this earlier, and we were just like, we were kind of like redesigning Twitter, like if you had to do it.
Yeah.
And like the short answer is, it always kind of ended up turning into Reddit. Like we were like building it from ground zero and being like, okay, we want this feature, you want it to be like this. And then slowly it just turned into Reddit. And it like basically the parts we liked were like, you have like smaller tribes, smaller communities
With subreddits.
that police each other essentially.
And yeah, within the subreddits, there's moderators.
Exactly. So you're being policed by your peers that have agreed to be within this, we'll call it subcircle or subreddit, whatever you may want to call it. And it's very interesting that way.
Yeah. And the idea of like the AMAs and have it even more interactive with like maybe Twitter spaces in that sense, where it's not just posts, it's literally just talking to the person.
Right, right. A more intimate conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's video and stuff like that.
Kind of turns into a bit of like a live streaming, like a Twitch
Yeah. Yeah.
type of thing. But it would, I'm really interested in this whole verifying everybody or anybody can be verified. It kind of reminded me of when you were saying like when you buy a cryptocurrency at first, like early on, you had to do like some heavy verification of who you were before you created your wallet.
Yeah, the know your customer rule.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know too much about this. You want to tell me a bit?
It's KYC. I think it's like enforced in the States and I guess in Canada as well, where you have to give your legit credentials to them, like your driver's license, passport, just so these exchanges don't screw you over or,
Backfire.
Yeah, anything can happen, right? But as long as they know the customer, the info that you sent them, and they have to verify it, then it's, I guess, more legit in both ways.
Right. Everybody's safe. Everybody's got covered.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think that we were just talking about what you were saying earlier on is that once you become verified, the amount of features that are possible can be a lot more. We were talking about, like you were earlier saying.
I think that there's going to be a tremendous amount of apprehension around any type of verification, particularly to a private company owned by a single private individual. Because you're going to have to submit some pretty intense documentation. I know people have done it with crypto.
Yeah.
They'd be like, people wanted the crypto so bad, they'd be like, what documentation do you need?
I know, we were just talking
You
about
want every
that.
card, what do you need? DNA, blood sample.
Yeah.
I need my cryptos.
It's crazy.
I need my cryptos.
With the
No.
with the sign it says that this is me.
This is yeah.
Take a picture,
It's
send
nutty.
it to them.
I mean, it's absolutely out of control. I look at Elon, some what he puts online, and I try to imagine how he would approach something like that. That how can we identify somebody without the need for that level of invasion? And I mean, you look at our smartphones, the amount we submit to them. I remember, because I've been doing this long enough, when Apple first put the fingerprint scanner on the phone, and people were like, "Not for me. You're not getting my fingerprint." Imagine. Now people are like, do, 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 do.
Now you put multiple fingers to make it easier.
People are like, what you need? What you need?
You got facial recognition and everything.
Just my fingerprint? It's a law enforcement conversation and everything. It's incredible what people are willing to transact in from a personal information perspective when they seek convenience or see benefits. They give everything. You'll be like, I've got a PlayStation 5 here. All I need is your home address, a blood sample, a copy of your passport. People be like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
You're like, do you know what this is worth? I mean, that's Google's entire business model. They're like, you get email, you get Android, you get all this. All we need you to do is use it.
Yeah.
That's it. And everyone's like, sick, I'm in.
Yeah.
You mean I get the whole internet now? They're like, yes, you get the whole internet. And people are like, wicked. I mean, still to this day, you try to explain to people, man, your information is worth something. Maybe that's how you do it, Will. You just pay people. You straight up, they get a piece. They straight up recognize the value in their personal information, and they actually just get money back. Just pay them.
Interesting.
They just pay you to post. They're like, thank you for creating content. YouTube does it.
Yeah.
Right? That's how this show works. That's how any show works on YouTube. Profit sharing, revenue split. Imagine that. Then you're willing to verify whatever because you're transacting now. Transaction is the one way you're willing to verify everything because you have to. What, do you have a bank account? Oh, let me guess, you don't have a bank account. Okay. What about crypto? How are you interacting with crypto? Oh, you got the paper wallets and there's no trace and everything else? Okay. I mean, it's possible to be off-grid in that sense, but most people are banked.
Yeah.
Most people have financial products, and in order to have financial products, there's a verification.
That needs to be involved.
Expectation. Right? For me to interact with Google or YouTube and create a business initially, especially, here's who I am.
Exactly.
Here's how you send me that money. It's the one moment that people are like, I'll get whatever. You're trying to send me money? Here you go. Here's how you find me.
Exactly.
Here's how to find me. Just drop that off right here. No problemo. Can you imagine? revenue sharing on Twitter. People really like your posts. You get a piece. We're just talking. We're just people just talking.
I know. Yeah.
We're people. We are just talking. That's what we're doing here. 44 billion, done deal. I even hope that my worst critics remain on Twitter because that is what free speech means. I mean, that sounds like a done deal. Here we go from Tyler Winklevoss. The corrupt triangle between the government, big tech, and the corporate media will be broken once Elon Musk reboots Twitter. Big crypto guy, Winklevoss. House Republicans, hey at Elon Musk, it's a great week to free Donald Trump.
Wow.
Right to the point.
A lot of action here. A lot of action on this particular topic. Breaking. Final stretch of negotiations about the sale. The deal could come Monday, but the announcement could come today. At any point today. It could become official. Even though it wouldn't. Wait, today is Monday. What am I talking about? Do they mean this Monday? As soon as Monday? Today or tomorrow? Whatever.
Today is Monday.
Yeah.
So it's either today or tomorrow, I guess. I mean, the Independent is willing to call it. I feel like I'm watching election results.
Yeah.
They're calling the state of Georgia for whoever.
It does feel that big.
Yeah. Damn. The only weird one is that he's such a Doge guy. Like, you turn on the Doge button on Twitter. Like, I don't know. I can't. I've had a hard time getting into that one. I know he likes the joke of it and all that, but you guys, what's that? Hey guys, Twitter is ours. No, that's a fake account. So you just got botted. Yeah, well, you're not immune.
Diamond.
You're not immune. I mean, I think it's done. Look at this. The Independent said it. Twitter to accept. I feel like they were out of options, man.
Yeah.
If the majority of the shareholders wanted their $54.20, then the writing's on the wall. If they really believe that to be true.
Also, they don't have like a good enough reason not to accept. Like they have a responsibility to the shareholders, and if it's a deal that financially makes sense,
you're talking about the board. Yeah, the board ultimately works for the shareholders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you have to have a decent argument for why you didn't accept it, and I don't think they do.
Right.
Which is
breaking news. 43 billies. Well, I think the question then becomes if this has any effect on the other companies. The fact that he's obviously going to be a little bit split. I wonder how self-sufficient companies like Tesla are. I notice him over there at SpaceX a lot. I see footage of him over there a lot. I wonder to what extent he's got the right people at Tesla. I wonder to what extent he can remain a huge shareholder and maybe not necessarily be as involved in the day-to-day. Right. I wonder to what extent he measures his interest in Twitter comparative to those other operations. Is it completely equivalent? Like, I always wonder that when you have all these projects. I don't even have that many projects, and I still find it hard to equally balance interest in all of them. So, like, is it a thing that changes from day to day? Like, really into SpaceX today, and then the following day, it's like, oh man, I gotta head over to Twitter HQ or like whatever it might be. I think it's hard. And I mean, it must be hard.
Yeah.
And then, so you try to, well, if you're him, you try to balance it. If you're us, you try to imagine where the true interest lies. And this aggressive Twitter takeover, and the only reason I'm saying aggressive is because of how legit it turns out to be and how fast it all went down. That's what I mean by aggressive. I don't mean necessarily that you're choking anybody out.
Yeah, I was hearing some people say that.
I don't mean there's blood on the floor. That was nutty. He totally lost it for a minute. He's like, screw it. It's all coming out. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap.
Oh, yeah.
Screw it.
There's blood on the floor.
Oh, my God. The crazy part is if he even told the story, it wouldn't even be believable.
No, I know.
If he even told the story, it would only create more questions and problems. There was nowhere to go from there. It's good. It's part of the lore. It's part of the lore now. Did you put your laptop down?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Wow. Well, I think on that note, we can actually move to the next story. We'll still be monitoring
Yeah,
if anything changes here.
Updates from the chat.
We are here. So if he tweets anything or anything becomes more official than it already is, put it in the chat and we will go check it. Don't lie to us, because we will be keeping tabs on this situation as the show progresses. But this is the top story of the day, and we're not putting it down. It's one of the biggest stories in a really long time period in the tech world, in the internet world, in the world. It's massive.
Going to probably change a lot of things if it does happen.
Like I said, sets a precedent. It also it has the potential to change the course of humanity. Let's put it that way. And how often can you say that and actually believe it to be true and not just say it for fun in a movie or something? Mm-hmm. It really is a very big deal. No matter which side of it you're on. Oh, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Well, this was a weird tweet in preparation of this Twitter takeover, using the platform to fire shots at Bill Gates.
I only thought of covering this story because of your love for this emoji.
Well, the emoji's fine. I think the way in which, you know what, maybe Bill Gates has a sense of humor and it's really not even a big deal, but
right.
I'm not sure that he does. And I'm not sure that if he does have a sense of humor, that this is the sense of humor that he has.
So just for audio listeners, Elon Musk tweeted on the weekend, Bill Gates and the pregnant man emoji. And his caption is, "In case you need to lose a boner fast."
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, it's pretty funny. I had a chuckle.
Yeah, so yeah, it's he ever since Gates shorted Tesla 1 billion years ago, Elon has
he never forgot.
Has used it as a, and listen, like I said, this can be a funny thing if the individuals find it to be funny.
I find it to be funny.
You know what I mean? No, I'm saying the individuals involved.
Oh, right.
You know, like if they're on that level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I posted this of you, Mo, you're like, whatever.
I think it's funny.
Exactly. Or you posted to me, it was funny. But they have the public perception here is that they don't like each other. And the reason that I say that is because immediately after he's like, okay, I'm done. Or what was his tweet afterwards? Well, he had the shadow ban council tweet, but then immediately after that, he said something along the lines of moving on. Like he's not going to take shots at Bill Gates anymore.
Okay.
Right.
Which is kind of a funny one. I don't know if it implies regret or just how it sounds. That's it. Just moving on. Like,
just like I'm done with this and now.
Because it does. It's like, I don't know. Did Bill Gates do or say anything recently to him? Like, why does his Bill Gates thing come up again? Or did someone send him this and he was just like, it's too funny not to post? I don't really know.
Right.
But that's the thing about memes sometimes, is you're not sure why it tickles you. It just does. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, you click the repost button. But you know what? Probably Bill doesn't even care. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah. If he does, then I'd be surprised. You're definitely not getting a response from Bill Gates.
Twitter beef here?
No chance you're getting a response from Bill Gates.
Does he have a handle?
Maybe not.
I mean, even if he did, you're not getting a Gates.
You think nothing?
Oh, there you go. You found him. But no, he's not even in the world like that, right? Wow, I'm surprised he has 58 million followers, actually.
He made a post 2 days ago.
That's a lot of... Yeah, but look how he's on there.
Yeah, I know.
It's
wholesome and nice.
It's very corporate almost. Yeah. Happy World Book Day. Mm-hmm. I try to read it. It's like it's like the president or something.
Right.
You know, there's never been a meme on his account. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Right, Mo?
Yeah, very serious.
You can verify that, right?
Yeah.
You're the fact checker on the show, so I just want to make sure we're on the right page here. Anyway, yeah, whatever. One last meme before I buy the platform.
Yeah.
Before I take over everything. One last shot at Bill Gates. Starlink is coming to Hawaiian Airlines in a bid to try and fix in-flight Wi-Fi.
Ooh, that makes sense.
I hate in-flight Wi-Fi. It's terrible, normally.
Right.
I have stories.
Really?
What were you trying
Have
to
you
do?
been trying to upload from...
Never mind.
Downloading torrents?
There's a bunch of blood on the floor.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Will, but he's not going to move
No,
past
no,
that one.
no. I knew he was always going to get back to it. I'm,
Right, you're a vet here.
Oh, man. No, I can imagine just being the audience. That's
I know.
all.
I know, yeah.
I can just, you know,
The mystery will continue.
I'm the voice, man.
Mm-hmm.
Starlink is coming to Hawaiian Airlines in a bid to try and fix in-flight Wi-Fi. Shout out, Jesse.
Man, this seems like a good idea.
Apparently, Gates still has a $500 million short position on Tesla.
Oh.
How are you going to still have it? You said it in the TED Talk? Okay, well. Anyway, I don't think he should be too concerned about it. I mean, I realize Bill Gates is a big deal, but I don't think either of them should really be that concerned. Stuff happens. I don't know. We're spinning around on a rock in space, and then it's all over before you know it. You know, pregnant man emojis and all.
Wow.
I mean, but that's my point. Like focusing on people or like what is it? Like not liking somebody, it's not doing any
Boners.
You know what I mean? It's not doing anybody anything.
Yeah.
Really is. Oh,
No, I hear you.
They laughed at it. Okay, cool, whatever.
It's just
everybody's born the same way. Everybody dies the same way.
Wow.
Like, I mean, that's it. You come with nothing. You leave with nothing.
No chuckle for you though, with the
No, that's a funny thing. I didn't chuckle at all. Like, I don't know. It's like,
Oh, really? Oh, that was funny.
I mean, I like the pregnant man emoji, but I think it's just more who's involved. Like, it would be funny coming from nobody, but like, I guess what it is you have these really in the world. He's trying to buy Twitter right now.
That's what
Right.
also makes it funny, at least in my opinion.
Well, he's trying to be like relatable,
Sure.
right? And I think most people have their nemesis that they like to make fun of or whatever.
Right.
I'm just picturing him like having all these calculations in his head, and he's working with Boring Company and then Neuralink, and then all of a sudden he's just like, Bill Gates, boner joke.
And he has it, yeah.
And
And he's
that
able
happens.
to squeeze that out.
I just thought it was kind of like a weird train of thought, and then it comes up.
Yeah, and it's why he has such a successful account, and it's why it got 150,000 retweets and whatever, 1.1 million. It's how influence works. Like you can, if generally people have a, when you have a following like he does, you can do pretty much whatever you want with it and find support. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't really tell you why. I think a part of it is I know that Bill Gates will not, no matter what you think about him, I know he won't engage with it.
Yeah.
If it was a back and forth, like they were going to have a boxing match, I'd be like, ooh.
Right.
But it's just going to quietly land in front of him at some point and then result in nothing happening. So
It definitely has an immature vibe to it, obviously.
somebody says I've been angry all day. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what maybe it's this heartburn over here, Mo.
Okay.
And by the way, it's Mo with the heartburn, not me.
Yeah.
No, it's because actually the reason I'm angry all day is because it's a serious news day with breaking news and with live updates. So I decided to wear a suit and tie today for that reason, and that reason alone. And by the way, we're still following live updates. Any developments in the story,
Yeah, of course.
it's going to happen here. In the meantime, a little bit more on SpaceX. So they're going to fix airline Wi-Fi, starting to make deals with airlines to provide its Starlink satellite internet to sky travelers everywhere. It announced a deal on Monday with Hawaiian Airlines and last week made a similar deal with charter carrier JSX. None of the involved parties shared the financial details of their deals, but both airlines did say they're planning to offer the in-flight Wi-Fi for free, which is both a semi-miraculous fact and a sign of hope that free Wi-Fi is becoming the industry standard. Delta, meanwhile, confirmed last week that it's running exploratory Starlink tests. I mean, damn. I'm down for all this. Better Wi-Fi in flight and free. But it's not even the fact that it costs money. It's the way that you have to engage with it. Like
with the
log
credit
in.
card and the account.
I don't want another account.
And is it based off time?
Yeah, they'll be like, you can have 10 minutes for this much or
no good.
half an hour, or it's just like friction. It's like, I just want to get on and have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Why are you making this so hard?
I just want to share my Netflix password.
Or cancel your Netflix to join Lou later.
That's right. That's right. To click the join button on Lou later, which isn't there yet.
Soon.
Super chat button's there though. Over the last couple of years, the company has been busy launching more satellites, seeking FCC approvals. I mean, we're getting these images, these photos popping up of these Starlink launches. People don't even know what it is. Like this stuff just keeps happening, and it's sort of quiet in the sense that you're creating space internet for the world.
Right.
You're sending equipment to Ukraine. You're making deals with airlines. You're beefing with Bezos in court over who can put what where in space.
Yeah, this was 3 days ago.
It's all very futuristic, this whole space race, and the actual potential upside of such things in the short term with Starlink. I mean, it's a really ambitious, but yet it's so easy to immediately interact with it, this idea. Like space internet. It's so quick and easy to understand. Hey, Mo, you want space internet? Yes.
Yep.
That's what I want.
Give it to me.
Mo, how about internet no matter where you go? Yep. Okay, cool. I'll take it. Hey, Mo, how about internet as soon as you get on the plane?
Lovely.
Yep, sure. Take it.
Give me more of that.
No problem. And so it's like they're obviously public about it, but it's also kind of this finesse game where SpaceX is really ambitious and cool to watch. And you're like, they landed a rocket, and going to Mars is a wonderful, amazing goal. And then it's like short term, satellites everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to go to space to put the satellites.
Right. You need to build the infrastructure.
Anyway, can you imagine that? And I don't know the technical problems or technological limitations of the technology at the moment, but could you imagine getting rid of telcos altogether? Everybody's phone is just serviced from SpaceX satellites. Like, what is the size of that business?
Yeah, you don't have
The
to
intrinsic value of that business.
don't have to build any of those.
I don't remember anything about Terminator, but what is Skynet? Does that have satellites involved? I don't remember anything about Terminator. Neither do you guys. Cool. Somebody does.
Skynet's just the bad guy.
Arnold. It's just a bad guy?
No, it's a company, but I don't know what.
Neural network, conscious group mind, artificial general superintelligence system, antagonistic force. Okay, well, just
There you go.
So
just AI basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
AI. But I guess the ultimate AI needs some form of undisrupted communication, information
Eyes in the
transfer.
sky.
Yeah, it might need some satellites. Yeah. Maybe I should probably just watch that one again.
Which one? The
Terminator
first or
2.
second?
I don't know.
T2?
Yeah, probably 2.
2's more fun.
With the liquid metal
liquid
stuff
metal.
going on.
So cool.
I feel like my kids wouldn't be impressed with the CG though.
They do it pretty well there. It still holds.
I agree. When he goes through the metal barrier, that's so cool.
Yeah. Okay. So improvement in and this is one way also to get the people on your side. You give them the things that they want, and all of a sudden they love you, no matter what they thought before.
And all it takes is one good experience.
That's it. You go up and you're like, and you log on and it's like a SpaceX logo.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Free.
That's fun. I enjoy.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're an Elon fan because you have fast internet in your plane. and all the things you hated about him. It was just one little convenience, and you're like,
Got me.
washed away. It's like, hey, you don't need to use the internet if you don't want to. You can put it down. Nobody goes that route. iMac with M3 chip already in the works. Could be released later next year, according to 9 to 5 Mac. Well, the current iMac situation is a little bit weird, I think, to say the least. Well, I mean, it's one computer.
But then they have the Pro and then the Max,
those are old.
Ultra.
Oh wait, what are you talking about? You're just talking about chips.
The chips.
I'm saying right now you have one iMac
Right.
of the new generation.
Many colors, but one. Yeah.
Whereas in the past, it was always released as at least two sizes to choose from.
Right.
I also felt that it was a funny size because, what is it, 24 inches?
24, yeah.
And meanwhile, they came with the studio display at 27. They used to have a 21-inch iMac and a 27-inch iMac. It's, you try to figure out what the optimal screen size for an iMac is and the target of it and so forth. And this, to me, doesn't quite have the pro user in mind. Same to be said about the port options on it.
Only for Thunderbolt, right?
Type C. They're not all Thunderbolt, but yeah, like no professional type of, and even putting the Ethernet jack in the power adapter, which I don't mind, by the way, but
it's a clean look.
But just the colors and anyway, you kind of, when this product came out, you kind of felt that there was a missing product, like a pro style product or a larger display product.
Like, where are the three levels to it? There's the pro, we'll call it the average consumer, and then the value pick.
But then who knows, because they had the studio in the works, and maybe they're like, no, if you are a studio customer, you're going to have a separate monitor, and we're going to get some more money out of you. But there is still something nice about the iMac integration of just like one screen on a stick, and it does everything.
Yeah.
And M1 is so good. So
I use it currently.
And you use it mostly in a very thin laptop.
Yeah.
You might not need the bulk of a separate studio unit and separate display. And there's an opportunity to just make an iMac with a bigger screen. There's definitely an opportunity. Yeah. Of course, when they start saying things like M3, you can only imagine what type of performance you're going to encounter.
Right.
So here's what they currently know about the M3 iMac that is coming. You got to scroll down to get it, though. The latest edition of Mark Gurman's Power On newsletter. He believes Apple is working on several computers with M2 first. M2 chip for a new MacBook Air, entry-level MacBook Pro and Mac Mini, M2 Pro and M2 Max chips for a new 14-inch MacBook Pro and 16-inch MacBook Pro, a dual M2 Ultra chip for the Mac Pro. It's just what you need, Mo. A dual M2 Ultra, which is going to have to cost you $10,000 or something.
Of course. It's Apple.
M2 chip could land as early as June. That's pretty cool. The only iMac available is the 24-inch model. Since the company has no plans to introduce a bigger iMac, there you go. Never mind. It seems this could be the version to get the M3. So that's it. They like, screw you, big iMac guy. You're dead. You're dead to us. You're a big iMac guy, and you're going to have to change to a big studio guy or a big Mac Pro guy for $10,000. They're not letting you off the hook. Or keep using your laptop and figure it out. I guess that's I mean, they know. They got all the numbers. They know what people buy and don't buy and how they want to arrange their customer base. I mean, I got to be honest, when I bought the studio, I couldn't help but think that if I wasn't a person who already had a laptop, that I wouldn't probably recommend the studio to people. Because the laptop is more versatile and almost as powerful.
Exactly.
Depending on the configuration, obviously.
Right. And what your daily use of it is going to be.
And the fact that the Pro is coming out soon.
Wait, has there been a date set for that? Like an announcement date or anything like that? No? Man, these rumors are getting kind of out of hand, though. Like,
the M3.
Get out of here. This is way too early to be talking about this.
Are you telling Mark Gurman to get out of here?
Yeah, I'm saying chill. Like,
are you about to post a pregnant man emoji?
Yeah.
Comparison?
Exactly.
Just picture going through the process of that though. Like cropping.
I know.
I mean, I know somebody probably sent it to him, but then pasting, writing.
He's still putting his name next to it.
Pasting, writing, posting. I can't help but always think about that.
No, I know.
The stages.
Me and Kirk were talking
Like
about
nothing. Like nothing on the internet is spontaneous. There's nothing that's just like everything takes a few steps.
Yeah.
Where it just becomes more and more premeditated.
Right.
And some of the tweets that do the best are the ones that pretend to not be, like lacking capitalization or punctuation. Like, this is just stream of consciousness, bro. And it's like, no, it's not, because I know you had to click like 4 times.
It's the same feeling you get when you see like a vlogger walk into a room and you're like, I know you set that camera up. Like that camera wasn't just rolling.
No, I know, but it's a constant sliding scale where when they did it the first time, you weren't as cognizant of the trick.
No.
And you were just like, you were just grooving to the
You might have not noticed it.
Chill music. No, you were personally. You're just like, vloggers are so cool. Maybe I'm a vlogger.
Totally.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah, but after you see the trick, man, it becomes very apparent. You see it happen every time.
Irritating?
Yeah.
Irritating.
I was just telling him that I saw a few YouTube videos over the weekend, and that happened, and it made me go like, I'm going to scrub.
Somebody says, confirmed Twitter Elon deal just set.
See Mac room.
Is that right, Will? Confirmed? Did we get another confirm, a double confirm, a triple confirm?
And then to go see Mac rumors.
Or is it the same? Well, the thing was, Mac Rumors did have an article about it, but I mean, there's nothing faster than Twitter, so I don't know. It looks sort of the same to me. I don't know if it's more official than official. You know what? If you click on the breaking Bloomberg story, Will, it would probably have an update if there's some new situation. Lining up partners. No, he has the funding.
Yeah.
He has the funding. You got to scroll to the very bottom to see if there's an update.
This was an old article.
Yeah, it's update, though. It has an update.
All the way at the bottom?
Usually, yeah. Updates with latest share move in the 3rd paragraph.
Oh.
Why you can put an update in the 3rd?
Around.
You put in the 3rd paragraph? This was 12:57 p.m. I don't even know what time it is.
It's 2:15.
Twitter's board was negotiating with the billionaire chief executive officer on Sunday over terms of the bid. 54.20 per share. Talks continued overnight into the early hours of Monday. Well, that's right now. And as of 1 p.m., the shares they're almost at that 54 mark. Shout out Shazad. It looks pretty stable here at this like 51.50. Yeah. Okay. That doesn't look like anything new at the moment. We're here, though. We're here. We're breaking. And it's live updates. And I want to know where else you're going to...
All of the above.
I want to know where else you're going to get that. You're only going to get it here on CNN+. Plus.
Stop calling us CNN+. Plus.
I just want to make sure that the people know how to look for us.
Right. Find our streaming app.
Here we have the suggestion that for $43 billion, Elon should have just made his own social media app. We talked about that as sort of a last resort. I think he should have used it as leverage. Like, hey, if anyone can do it, I can do it. You guys are dead. You're dead either way. You either get paid to be dead. I either pay you to die, or I kill you myself. Which one you want?
He didn't say it like that.
Which one you want, Mo?
I'll get paid.
Oh my God. That's a funny one. Paid to die. Well, not really die. Just bugger off. That's how he talks. He doesn't need them to die. Just bugger off. Anyone ever told you to do that before?
No, I haven't been told to bugger off, but that's very funny.
Have you ever been told you break, you buy?
I have, but I've never really broken anything and had to buy it.
But if you did, you were prepared to buy.
Yeah.
You break, you buy. You ever been in a store that sells like antiques?
Oh, yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
You break, you buy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apple says apps that haven't been updated in 2 years will be removed from sale. And here on Eurogamer.net, they say this is an unfair barrier to indie devs. Well, that's a quote. Somebody said that in an article. Apps that haven't been updated. Oh, yeah, that's a problem for indie devs because they can't. A lot of times they moved on to some next project, and the thing is a nice little moneymaker for them. Nice little business for them.
Right.
And Apple's like...
Passive income.
Yeah, might be a Flappy Bird or two.
Could be.
You remember that game?
Yeah.
Were you flapping?
I was never good at it. I would download it and I tried to get into the hype of everybody.
I'm glad Will's back. Did you see he's back now?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got Otis behind him. You know, it's he's finally relaxed.
It's a controlled situation.
He's finally relaxed.
It's a controlled situation.
Like I look over there's a smile on his face every so often. He's back and I love it.
Well, I'm just looking at Twitter right now. I'm just trying to see if there's any updates.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
Constantly scrolling.
No. Hey, man. We appreciate. Man. But most importantly, we just want to make sure you're having a good time, Will.
Well, I'm having a great time.
Because, like, during the process of the show, I got to keep tabs on the both of you. I talk about his heartbeat, but I got them both. I just make sure you guys are in the right mood, you know?
How are you? You're good?
Never been better.
Okay.
This is, you're looking
Someone
at
got to
it.
check up on you.
No. That's fine.
All right.
I got no sympathy necessary here. All right?
Yeah.
It's not what I want. It's not what I need. I just need a social media to call my own. That's not true, by the way. Don't give me any social media. I'll just have an account. That's it. I'll have a Twitter account.
Yeah.
You can find me. In an email to Protopop Games, Apple reportedly said this app has not been updated in a significant amount of time and is scheduled, of course, they're going to say privacy security. Scheduled to be deleted. Unfortunately, the fact that you're not looking at this app anymore, we can't trust you. You could be this could be dangerous for our users in our app store, which is the only way you can reach our users. Go talk to Congress if you disagree. Go talk to Tim Sweeney if you disagree. You know Tim Sweeney? He does?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Elon Jet.
Oh, Elon Jet, that guy, yeah. He's been on the show.
Is he?
Is it Tim Sweeney?
Is he? Is he? That's not even who I meant. That's not who I meant.
Is it Tim Sweeney?
No.
I know who you're talking about. Epic Games, right?
Yeah, what's his name?
Is it Tim Sweeney too?
I don't know.
Okay, nobody knows what's going on anymore.
We have to get to the bottom of this. Like, thank God I asked.
Oh, is that Dave?
Thank God I asked if Mo knew about it. Yeah, Tim. That's who I'm talking about. Who
Then
are you?
Who
are
am
you
I
doing?
talking about?
Elon Jet. His name was Sweeney something, or something Sweeney.
He was also Tim. So get out of here, Will. Are you sure?
No, I must be wrong.
We had him on the show.
Yeah, just
I'll find it.
Tom Sweeney.
Jack Sweeney.
Jack Sweeney. Okay, like
Sorry, Jack. I
holy
apologize.
cow. Holy cow. Chaotic over here.
That was a close one.
Why would I be mentioning Elon Jet though? Because I was talking about antitrust.
You always throw the
no, but I was talking.
oddball.
No, because I was talking about antitrust and the App Store. So of course I was talking about Epic. Will, not Elon Jet.
All right. Well, you almost believed me too.
Well, I was just like, I honestly thought I entered another dimension where I had totally rearranged in my head the CEO of Epic and the Elon Jet guy. Like, that's what actually
Well, they both have the last names.
broke my brain.
And they both have like regular names. You know?
He means like Jack and Tom and just
Tim, Jack, John, all of the above.
Will you have a regular name?
I do,
I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive to your regular, your regular name comment.
Well,
Because that depends on the region, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Blue's a regular name.
Oh my God. Yeah, a couple regular names over there. Yeah, for sure.
Still nothing.
43 Billies. No big. Yeah, okay, so apparently this guy, the small developer, I presume, Protopop,
Right.
says, I feel sick. Apple just sent me an email saying they're removing my free game, Motivoto. It's part of their app improvement system. This is not cool. Console games from 2000 are still available for sale. This is an unfair barrier to indie devs. He might not have the bandwidth to go back and push some kind of an update to a game that has been rock solid since whenever.
Doesn't need one. Doesn't need an update.
Well done.
And now he's got to put in the work to do it.
And do what to it? What is there like?
Yeah, do you create like a faulty update?
Exactly.
Like you change, I don't know, you move one. You fix a typo or something.
Talking about one pixel?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you do?
I'm sitting here on a Friday night working myself to the bone after my day job, trying my best to scrape a living from my indie games, trying to keep up with Apple, Google, Unity, Xcode, Mac OS changes that happen so fast my head spins while performing worse on older devices. Apple confirms that these changes affect all applications, not just games, and should Apple staff encounter any issues with apps on the store, they'll get in touch with developers. Well, that sucks. I don't know. I don't know how they defend it. They say they're trying to make the App Store better. There's probably some trash in there, no doubt. But obviously it's not this guy. He should be able to appeal. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that's how it works. Mm-hmm. But there's certainly some garbage that needs to be cleaned up in the App Store. That's anything in life.
Yeah.
And it's probably a hard thing to do. You got a lot of apps. But if he initiates the appeal, you have an appeals process, you look at it, and then maybe you keep it around. In his case, I would hope. Leaked Pixel Watch reveals approximate size, screen bezel, and more details.
Leaked.
Well, we saw a couple of other images, but now we have a comparison. It's placed in the center next to an Apple Watch.
And then what's that one? Do you know this one?
Samsung.
Is that Samsung?
Gear.
Could be.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that's the original band, which is the reason that you're frantic right now. Following real-life images yesterday, the person currently in possession of a Pixel Watch, which I think they found, it was left in like a restaurant or something.
What? Didn't that happen before?
It happened with Apple, and then they sent like the FBI.
Oh, right.
With the physical hardware now heavily leaked, the curiosity now turns to the UI experience of what Google's version of Wear OS 3 looks like. The only software picture we have from the leak is the G boot screen. That image was taken a few weeks ago, and the Pixel Watch is now entirely dead. Oh, so he can't charge it. Reddit user TagTech414. You see, he's not posting this unless he's anonymous. On Elon's, on the situation we proposed of wearing your face.
Yeah.
This dude not wearing his face.
No.
That means leakers are pretty much over, right?
Well, I don't know. They would still.
They would post somewhere else, and then somebody wearing their own face would then bring it somewhere else. Because I know you like that terminology. So
the face wearing.
What's awkward about it is that it implies there's a choice. Like, I'm gonna wear a different one today. Imagine how chaotic that would be. Can you imagine how chaotic that would be?
Mm-hmm. If you could just be anyone.
You walk in with another face, and you're like, I swear I'm Will, and let's do the show. And I'm like,
I sit over there.
What do we need? Like a secret handshake that I got to deal with all your different looks?
Mm-hmm.
KYC, know your customer.
Good Lord.
You got to submit those documents.
I promise I'm
Every
Will.
time.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrifying. Proposal. Every day? We got to redo that? We got to be comfortable with a new thing?
Oh, is it just me? Everyone can't change their faces except me?
That's right.
Okay.
You're the beta tester.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're the first on the list because you're so meta lately, you and Zuck.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Zuck is like in the metaverse, you're everybody all the time, right?
Sure.
You're everybody, everything all the time. You're going to be like one of those Warcraft. You're going to have wings and you're going to be ripped.
I don't mind that.
That's all he does is just get jacked.
He's going to be ripped with wings.
That's all I need, really.
Yeah, you can imagine it, Mo.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Will he do? Of course.
Easily. So anyway, this came from a Reddit user. Now that Reddit user is doing an AMA. Shout out, Sai. On the hardware front, the AMA reveals the Pixel Watch is roughly a 1/2 inch thick and 1.5 inch diameter. That's approximately 12.7 millimeters and 38.1 millimeters, respectively. We should be getting the exact Pixel Watch size fairly soon, as the Redditor intends to measure the leak with digital calipers. He's just in there. He's like, I ordered some digital calipers, so I'll wait for that.
Yeah. Get even nerdier with it.
Is that how you get nerdy with things?
Uh-huh. When you pull out those, you're very nitpicking at that moment.
Mm-hmm. It becomes surgical.
Mm-hmm.
You ever get nerdy with anything?
Oh, yeah. You see me back there with my B-roll and my shots.
Is that what you do?
Uh-huh.
Wow. It's uncomfortable.
Who?
For me.
Oh, really? You don't like it?
If I come in here at the wrong time,
Yeah.
might see you getting nerdy.
Yeah. But it also might jazz you up.
Easy.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I don't know. I blame you. I blame you, Will. This watch looks kind of cool. Not going to lie.
It's a bit
Go ahead, Will.
chunky, eh?
Yeah.
Like a bit thick, but it does look nice. It has a circular pattern with the
It feels,
crown,
I don't know how they're going to market it, but it feels organic.
like a spaceship.
No, more like I'm saying like a natural item, like a polished stone.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I said pebble before, but I'm refraining from using that because that was a smartwatch,
Right.
in the shape of a pebble.
Pebble time, I think it was.
Yeah. But Will's right. It's too fat.
It kind of reminds me of the OnePlus watch.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on. Maybe I might be remembering it wrong. Will, can you pull up the OnePlus watch? I thought it looked a little bit similar.
It's just your imagination, Mo.
It could be. Well, it's got the
Playing tricks on you.
Yeah.
This one's pretty typical. The OnePlus device at least has like a bezel and
Right. It also has the little arms, or what would you call those? Like the strap holders?
yeah, for like a universal strap connection.
Uh-huh. I didn't see that on the Google one.
Nor did I.
So how are they clipping them on? Is it inside?
No, it's like those old watches that you keep in the pocket.
Right. On a chain.
You don't wear
Just hangs out of my cargo pants.
No, it's a special connector they came up with, which means it's probably going to be proprietary
Oh, okay.
wrist strap, or maybe there's an adapter that allows you to connect any wrist strap. I'm not really sure.
That's kind of cool, because we were talking that like sometimes when you bend your wrist back, those things will pinch your wrist. So this is kind of an interesting little design they've done here.
The only thing I have here going on, and I know people are saying maybe it's a battery life thing, or maybe it's hard to even tell from here.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's that high up, I'm getting that snagged on things because I'm an active guy.
Right.
I'm snagging. If it's that high up, I need a lower profile. But I got to see because it could be deceiving, this image.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Is it? It looks like it's the size of his finger.
When I'm doing my training and stuff,
Yeah.
I don't want to snag when I'm training
Mm-hmm.
because I'm training.
Well, definitely cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. Google I/O is coming up really soon. We're gonna figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, USPS is in the chat now. Took a while. Took a while, just like the deliveries.
Oh, shots fired! Lou, you can't do that. Oh no!
There's gonna be more blood in the studio. I'll tell you that
Isn't
right
that
now.
funny? We had UPS, then FedEx,
Yeah.
then DHL, and then 35 minutes later, USPS.
Dude, Canada Post hasn't even showed up to the party.
No,
though.
Canada Post, you're gonna be waiting. It'll be a week from now. They'll be in here.
Yeah.
They'll just be in the comments section after the video's a week old.
Right.
And there'll be
When the live chat's over.
yeah, and it'll be a slip telling you it's at a local convenience store.
Just a little
In order
image of the
to in order
slip.
to retrieve your comment, you have to show up to Shoppers Drug Mart.
Exactly.
Yeah, that kills me every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Facebook parent Meta to open its first physical retail store. The new store in California will display Meta's VR headsets, video chat devices, and smart glasses. They're they're Apple now. They're Google now. They're Meta now. You understand?
Well, they jumped into the hardware business. You got to open a store.
I mean, I don't mind the look of the space, I guess. I like the couple of wood grains going on.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little weird to have a store where everybody's going to have headsets on. Probably some safety protocol because you're going to go in there and test the devices before you buy it.
I'm sure they'll have like
They got a room.
maybe VR rooms.
Yeah.
They got a room. It's right there, like a change room, except you just go you go in there for your VR.
Right.
I
You
could,
go in there for your VR. Wow.
yeah. I mean, that's what. I mean, you're the VR guy, Will. So go ahead.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is, right? You'll have like designated VR rooms
Yeah.
for you to test demos, classes, even. It would have to be roomy. Crashing into stuff.
The room would have to be roomy.
Uh-huh.
This seems actually small.
It does, yeah.
But this might just be a corner.
Yeah, that's a weird descriptive word.
Small?
Roomy.
Roomy, yeah. Oh, look, there's Zuck.
Only a room can be roomy.
Well, a car can be roomy.
A roomy car.
Yeah.
Really?
No, you never sit in the back of a car. You're like, damn, this is roomy back here.
Like
I say that all the time.
like a room.
Yeah.
It's like a room back here.
It's like a room back here. A room back here. Sounds really funny.
Well, no, I'm saying because you're saying it's roomy,
Yeah.
you're implying it's like a room.
Yeah.
So what's more roomy, a room or a car?
Well, obviously a room would be more roomy.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that.
Yeah, but how big does a room have to be roomy?
I think it's subjective.
How so?
Where are you going with this?
It's just that it's like the descriptive word is the same word as the noun,
Exactly.
Yeah.
As what it defines.
the room.
Yeah.
But like, is this room roomy? I don't think you'd ever describe it that way, even though it's enormous. Roomy seems to only be used when you're in an environment that isn't typically large.
Right.
The way he used it to describe the room in which you would test the VR, that it would have to be roomy,
Yeah.
implying that he'd be worried that it would be too small.
Okay.
Like you would say, this closet is roomy or this bathroom is roomy because they're normally cramped. It's the same reason you said the back seat of the car can be roomy.
Exactly. Because typically it's not.
Exactly. But you never go to a stadium and go, this place is roomy.
Just you and 10,000 people.
Stadium's roomy. Apparently DoorDash is in the chat now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little space.
I'm sorry.
1,500 square foot.
You guys did not want to go on that tangent with me. You guys were both like, shut up.
The roomy one? Hey, man, I was there with you.
No, I just didn't. It
You
never,
didn't feel it.
Yeah.
it didn't cross my mind. Like I really wanted to get to the bottom of that. What you're allowed to use it for.
Well, if it's...
It doesn't make perfect sense. Like, it's one of those things that you have to know. If you were learning the language, this is why English is so bonkers.
Yeah. Really is.
And you would come from Sweden and be like, this stadium is roomy.
Yeah.
Give us a definition on roomy, real quick. Because, like, we need to, or Rami, we need to get to the bottom of this. Especially if accommodations having plenty of room, spacious. You could say,
This cabin.
but having plenty of room, you could say,
This place is roomy.
no, stadium.
Yeah, you could say that.
And it would be fine, but you'd be a psycho.
Yeah, because that's not how people talk.
But the only way you would know that is with experience.
Exactly.
And like... Meta said Monday, it's hoping that more people try the technology. They'll understand why CEO Mark Zuckerberg thinks the metaverse is the successor to the mobile internet. It's time for us to understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Once people experience the technology, they can gain a better appreciation for it. If we did our job right, people should leave and tell their friends. You got to go check out the Meta store.
Right.
That's the quote. That's not me.
I know.
The store will feature products such as Meta's first pair of smart glasses with Ray-Ban, which let you snap photos in 30-second videos. People will also be able to check out Facebook's line of video chat devices called Portal. Are they still doing Portal? Portal changed a lot because Portal originally got a lot of backlash. The people were like, I don't want Mark in my house.
Yeah, the camera's always on. Like it's always there.
I think they changed that product a little bit. You'll also be able to try the company's latest VR headset, the Quest 2, play some Beat Saber, some real VR fishing, and Supernatural on the device. What are you doing in VR? Are you still doing this program?
Yeah, I play Supernatural. It's the kind of like Beat Saber, but you get a little bit more flex.
Okay.
You don't just use your wrists. Like, you really have to, like,
Right. You have
be
to get
in the
involved.
motion.
Yeah.
You know? I do the
kinda cool.
boxing one. It's fun.
You're still doing it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Are you seeing
Just
any?
air punching.
Are you seeing
all
any?
day.
Are you seeing any results?
Yeah. A little bit.
Like progression in the game or results like outside of the game? Like,
Little
are
bit
you
of
just
both.
getting better at the game? But you're seeing
Yeah.
like real life? It's
Here and there, yeah.
oh wow, interesting.
Dude, I'm drenched afterwards. It's a tough.
Really? How long do you go?
I go for like 2 sessions, and each session is like maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Do you call it a session or does the machine?
do.
They call it a session. Interesting. You know what I find funny? How all these tech companies got plants all over their stores. Plants everywhere.
Plants, yeah.
Google, Meta, Apple, all of them. I put plants everywhere.
Are you ripped now, Will?
He's just jacked.
Like deep
From
down,
the
I wouldn't say that.
which game was it?
Supernatural.
Supernatural?
Mm-hmm.
You said you were noticing results.
Yeah, here and there.
Sounds ripped.
I feel like you gotta do a lot more to be ripped. I mean, you're air punching. It's not,
Yeah, there's only
you know.
so much that can happen.
Yeah, but listen, you might like if you shed fat, you might just look more ripped anyway.
Sure, yeah.
If
But I
you're
also
if
eat
you're
a lot.
sweating the fat off, which is like what was that Richard Simmons thing? Remember?
What did he say?
I think what is it like something with the oldies, like my sweating to the oldies or something. I think he had a show called Sweating to the Oldies,
No.
something like that. Yeah, there you go, Sweating to the Oldies.
Oh,
That's you, Will.
It says volume 1. So he
Oh
did
man,
the-
it was a big hit. It was a big hit. It was a big hit. Yeah. Look at that warm up, lunges, hamstrings. I picture this is what's going on at your place, Will.
Wow, this looks like a time.
When you're doing the
Shorts that high, Will?
what'd you call it? Supernatural? Yeah, this is what's going on, right?
yeah. It's quite a sight.
Is your outfit similar or no?
I knew you were going to go there. I was just waiting for you to go there.
I don't know, maybe more revealing.
If you ever beat me to it, Mo, feel free to go for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
Right.
If you ever get there first,
Yeah.
then feel free. But I feel like this was on in my grandma's house this type of thing. Just on. I mean, no one was sweating, but he was. He was sweating to the oldies.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Man,
Crazy.
he puts on a show.
The type of things that would break through culture back then compared to now. Like, you try to picture this on YouTube, just getting posted now as like a serious thing. It's wild. You can't picture it. You wouldn't be able to perceive this now as anything but comedy.
Mm-hmm.
You would assume this was comedy.
Yeah.
If you saw it now. But it wasn't. There were actual
he was serious.
real people watching it.
And losing weight. Like, it
okay,
worked.
we have an update here. Twitter stock has apparently become halted right now because of the announcement. Mo,
that makes sense.
Mo, this is your territory. Go ahead.
Well, that makes sense. I think if you just have enough money, you know that the deal is done. You just buy an abundance of the stock at this price.
Pump and dump?
Exactly. You know you're making $3 per share.
You're not pumping and dumping. The dump is already
It's already done. It's already been said.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So you're going to make $3 a share no matter what.
If you believe or have information telling you that the deal is done at $54.20, then you just go ahead and make $3 and change per share right now at the 51.
Yeah.
But the question is how anybody knows for certain that it's done. I mean, it sure sounds like it's done.
Mm-hmm. But it also sounded like he was on the board when they said
But
Elon's on the board.
You want to know something?
Yeah.
As far as from my angle, this deal is not done until Mo says it's done.
Okay.
Which is our financial analyst.
Right.
Which is the only financial analyst.
Uh-huh.
That's like when they're doing the election and they're like, did CNN call it yet? Did NBC called it? NBC just called Florida.
Give me the credible news source.
CNN just called Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan. That's the way it works when it comes to the stock market and financial analysis. It's not until Mo calls it.
Well, we're going to wait then. I'm not calling it.
You're not calling it yet?
Yeah, no.
Okay, we're going to we're going nowhere.
Stick around, yeah.
We're going nowhere until Mo calls it. Mo has to approve of the deal. I think you have to see the terms first.
Yeah.
Sign it, pen and paper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Meta hasn't said how many people use its VR headsets, portal devices, or smart glasses. Meta's Reality Labs division, the unit behind these products, lost more than $10 billion in 2021 as the company invested in more futuristic technology such as augmented reality glasses. AR lets people overlay digital images onto their view into the physical world. I don't know if you needed me to describe what AR does, but CNET wanted you to know in case you forgot because somehow you haven't engaged with it yet. Yeah, Google open stores. They have a few products, Pixels and Chromebooks.
Mm-hmm.
The home stuff, Nest.
Well, they even announced the
speakers,
new notification products that they're going to come out with.
Oh, that's too early.
Yeah.
Those things are nowhere close. That's just like a moonshot endeavor.
They all kind of look the same, eh? Like the
all these places.
Microsoft Store, Google Store.
How would you describe them?
It's very like a lot of wood, like brown tones.
It's like the opposite of what you would imagine tech rooms to look like. Very nature, very just natural tones.
Damn, like our chat right now is bot central. It's just over.
Oh.
Speaking of bots, it's just a disaster.
Elon gotta take over Twitter now. Or YouTube.
We were talking about bots, they heard us.
Yeah.
We said the word bot in reference to Twitter. Bot cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
They all got banned from Twitter and they came over here.
Right.
They migrated.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, bots.
This is too hard.
What, are you trying to ban people?
I was just trying to put people in timeout, but it's not working.
Oh, you're actually working on it?
Well, trying.
Someone left a prototype Google Pixel Watch at a restaurant. Oh, so this is the Pixel Watch we were talking about, and it is memories of the iPhone. It was the iPhone 4. And it was I think Steve Jobs was still around, so it was FBI status.
FBI status.
Seriously, the FBI.
No,
show,
I remember it being a
read the
huge deal.
Gizmodo story, man. It is a nutty situation.
Did they hunt him down
They hunted him down, man.
to his house?
Talking about U.S. law enforcement.
Yeah.
Talking about the U.S. Marshals. Talking about Tommy Lee Jones. You know who that is?
Yeah. He's the, is he sheriff?
Damn right.
Fugitive?
Damn right.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
He plays a really good cop.
But there was an actual movie called U.S. Marshals. Look it up.
Oh, yeah?
Look it up, Will. Let's see if we're right about any of this. This whole thing is a live experiment. Well, the U.S. Marshals are a real thing. There you go. 1998. 1998 action thriller. U.S. Marshals is a 1998 American action crime thriller film directed by Stuart Baird. Tommy Lee Jones, Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal Sam Gerard. Box office $102.4 million. If I had this movie rented means physically, go get it. I'm 74 years old.
Blockbuster.
And then brought it home, made some popcorn, young Lou and young Vin. And this would be a hell of a night. That's all we needed, just a U.S. Marshals. And a Tommy Lee Jones and a Wesley Snipes. You even had did you have a young Robert Downey Jr.? You didn't even know that part. You didn't even know that part. Look at this. Good old-fashioned, another fugitive style story. That's it. U.S. Marshals. Anyway, yeah, so if you find an iPhone, this is who's coming for it. You find the prototype iPhone, this is who's coming. Right there. That's what you're in for. If you're currently holding
Very
on,
menacing.
if you're currently holding on to the Pixel Watch, this is who's coming to get you.
Mm.
And just shout out to Mo right now because he's on fire right now and he knows it.
Yeah.
Hands cramping up.
You right now you're Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Right.
Keeping an eye out.
You are a U.S. Marshal right now.
Lord.
He's holding the gun.
Yeah. Some of them I'm reading and they're funny.
Twitter stock trading. Most recent development, Twitter stock trading has been halted. That strike you as a real deal, Will?
Well, let's see.
That strike you as a real deal?
Richard Simmons?
Well, he's the real deal. You know that.
Well, let's find out.
Do we have, I mean, how do we know that it's halted? Where was this posted? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, at least right now.
Well, go ahead and type halted. Twitter stock halted. Here you go. Twitter stock. Okay, so mostly coming via Twitter. Here we go. Twitter stock halted.
Okay.
For the first time today. Click the right arrow there. Let's see if we can get any other sources. Stock halt alerts. Oh, there's more than one stock halted. Interesting. It's on the NASDAQ website. Well, usually we'd count on Mo for that, but he's on robot mode. Mm-hmm. Mo's got other business to attend to ever since he became Tommy Lee Jones. The internet equivalent of Tommy Lee Jones. Ending anonymity online since...
Put your name next to it.
2000 and... When were you born, Mo?
I was not born in the 2000s.
Not far off, young Mo.
No, still off.
In
though.
the 90s?
Yeah.
See... 90s. Unbelievable. 96?
We weren't far off.
What?
No, not 96. I'm older than that.
Why are you making me do math? 93?
94.
94.
I'm a 94.
94 is amazing.
Yeah, I love that year.
94 is great. But you couldn't enjoy it, though. You don't remember 94? Check out the breaking news about Trump getting fined $10,000 a day until he turns over documents. Okay. Maximilian looking for the breaking news. Donald Trump found in contempt of court in a New York civil case. You can click on that. Trump faces a daily fine of $10,000. Daily fine. Wow. Just ratcheting up until complying with subpoena requests. $10,000 a day. I guess that'll catch up to anyone, wouldn't it? No? Maybe not. Just for the rest of your life, $10,000 a day?
Oof.
Oh, maybe it goes up at some point.
Really?
I don't
After a
know. A
certain
New
time?
York judge on Monday held former U.S. President Donald Trump in contempt of court for not producing documents subpoenaed in the state attorney general civil probe of his business practices and ordered Trump to be fined $10,000 U.S. per day until he complies. Trump lost a bid to quash a subpoena from State Attorney General Letitia James, then failed to produce all of the documents by court-ordered March 3 deadline, later extended to March 31. Mr. Trump, I know you take your business seriously, and I take mine seriously. I hereby hold you in civil contempt, the judge said. That sounds serious.
Shout out, Daniel.
I know you take your business seriously, and I take mine seriously. That's how we're going to start the show from now on. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at you, Mo. I'm going to say, I know you take your business seriously.
Damn right.
And I take mine seriously.
I would expect that.
That's how the show starts.
Playing classical music.
Let's see here. What is it? Engeron recently ruled that Trump and two of his adult children, Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka Trump, must answer questions under oath in the probe. In arguing for the $10,000 daily fine during the hearing, Andrew Amer, special litigation counsel with the Attorney General's office, said the fine was meant to coerce Trump into complying with the documents, not punish him. They want the documents. Investigating whether the Trump Organization, former president, New York City-based family company, misstated the values of its real estate properties to obtain favorable loans and tax deductions. Oh, we're wondering about such things? The value of real estate, well, that seems difficult to pin down based on whose assessment, based on which, man, this stuff is like the last time a property was assessed. Like, they could come to your property and be like, nope, it's worth this now. Here's your new property tax. I don't know what the rules are, how often they can do it.
Can't be often.
They'll fine you $10,000 a day until you comply.
Oh, God. I'm dead.
You're like, I don't know. What do I do? I don't know. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
CNBC has reported a done deal at $44 million. Million? I think you mean billion. 44 mil. I'll take it right now. Twitter. Let's go. Well, that's a hell of a deal, Will. What's that share price? You don't even want to know. CNBC. Let's go CNBC. 9 minutes ago, no, 5 minutes ago, Twitter accepts Elon Musk's buyout deal. CNBC, breaking news! CNN Plus. Thank you for joining us on CNN Plus. Thank you for joining us on CNN Plus 2 minutes ago. This is what live feels like.
All right, it's happening.
Congrats, Elon. You did it.
Go back to the let's see what CNBC has to say specifically. They put their name on it before you did. Mo, are you ready to call it? Are you going to call the state of Georgia?
Oh.
Are you going to call the state of Nevada?
Where's that from?
What do you mean?
Like elections, right?
State of Nevada. Oh, yeah, okay.
Well,
I was like,
I've been having this elections joke going for
I'm
45
on a
minutes.
different, train right now.
What
train of thought.
What train are you on?
I don't know. Some sort of meta train or something.
Yeah. Twitter's board accepted, past tense. Billionaire Elon Musk's offer to buy the social media company and take it private. The company confirmed. The announcement ends a weeks-long saga Musk kicked off when he offered to buy the company at $54.20 per share, his best and final offer. It's like he's negotiating at the flea market. Best and final. Final offer?
Right.
Final price?
He's at a garage sale.
Is this your best price?
Can you do better than that?
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to...
Shout out the other guy.
It's like he's on Craigslist or something.
Yeah.
Shout out, Jesse.
He's back again.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Wolf Blitzer now. I'm young Wolf. I'm Wolf Blitzer too. Twitter's board sought to fend off hostile takeover by adopting a so-called poison pill. Fend off. Good luck. Shareholders were like, yeah, about that poison pill. No thanks. We want the Elon pill.
Yeah.
We'll take the Elon pill instead.
That poison pill strategy seems so crazy to me. I'm sure there are...
Well, you would have to have shareholders that really believed that there was this tremendous upside and that the $54 was a bad deal.
Right.
Then they might be willing to go for it. What are you doing there, Will?
Can I change the title on the live stream?
To what? Done deal?
It's a done deal.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, Twitter accepts Elon Musk's buyout deal. You want to go with CNBC's headline?
Still live updates.
Can you do this live? This is crazy. Can you do this live? I don't even know.
Okay.
I think it's risky. I think it's risky.
All right.
Do it after. But it's all right. Our title already implies, because it was so, the writing was on the wall, as they say. Twitter accepts Elon Musk's buyout deal. Accepts. That's past tense.
Yeah, it's done.
Same image.
He's
Always.
happy about it.
Yeah, I know.
Always the same image.
Thumbs up. The cash deal, $54.20 per share, is valued at $44 billion. According to the press release, Twitter will become a private company once the deal is complete. The announcement ends a weeks-long saga. Musk kicked off when he disclosed a large stake in the company soon after the company said he would join the board, only for Musk to reverse course on that plan several days later. Then he offered to buy the company at $54.20 per share, his best and final. That offer valued Twitter at about $43 billion. Assuming the deal closes and Musk takes ownership of Twitter, the company will be controlled by the world's richest person and someone who's been a heavy critic of the platform while using it in legally contentious ways, mostly through sensitive posts about his car manufacturer, Tesla. Oh yeah, that was the going private. 420 was part of that as well. Though Musk has indicated that his primary interest in Twitter has to do with what he views as the company's censorship of free speech, Musk critics are justifiably concerned that the billionaire's control over the platform will result in the silencing of their voices and others with whom he may disagree. Twitter's board sought to fend off the hostile takeover by adopting a so-called poison pill or shareholder rights agreement that would allow other shareholders to buy the stock at a discount should Musk or another person or group acquire more than 15% of the outstanding common stock. That plan would dilute the value of each individual share and therefore devalue his stake, applying pressure, so forth. That's what most people thought was going to happen. A lot of people thought was going to happen. Then the change of course. Now, one of the big social media platforms in the possession, Mo, of the world's richest man.
Yep.
At some point, do you start to feel like you're in some kind of fictional movie or something?
Right. This is a simulation of some kind.
So
It does feel crazy.
Go ahead, Mo.
No, that's what I'm saying. It feels insane that now, like, Twitter is owned by the richest man in the world. Does not seem a little out there?
The real question and the thing people are here for and care about is whether or not you're opening that Twitter account.
Right.
Now,
I don't know.
Are you ready?
I got to see the changes he makes because my feeling is still the same. I just don't, like you were saying earlier, where do you live on the internet? And currently, I don't live on Twitter. But if he makes enough changes and I see the value in the changes that he makes, yeah, I might move over.
Well, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be an all-in. You could just get that account going.
Oh, Elon wants it to be an all-in.
Well, definitely, of course. Shout out living that life. The offer became more concrete once Musk announced in a Securities and Exchange Commission filing that he received commitments for $46.5 billion to help finance the potential deal that included about $25.5 billion in debt financing from Morgan Stanley senior funding and other firms. He said he committed about $21 billion in equity financing.
21 billion.
Multi-billions.
How did he get that money so quickly?
We said that already.
It's the banks.
I know, but it's just
Elon Musk walks into a bank.
so hard.
Yeah.
Ba-dum.
Yeah.
Like, they're bending over, man. You kidding me?
They're handing him the keys.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Elon's here. He
Take
wants
what
money.
you want. Just put it back later.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he can rob any bank he wants. Any bank he wants.
Right.
Put a little interest on it.
There we go. Like, he has the money.
You're the Tesla guy, right?
Yeah.
Are you that guy? Are you?
Uh-huh.
You're Elon Musk?
Exactly. That's me.
You're the guy with the cameo in Iron Man? Is that you? They hammered out the final details. Well, imagine hammering it out. Like, often these type of things, you have these negotiations that go back and forth. Over here, it's like 54-20. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Say yes whenever. Especially because it's going private. It's like, what's there to hash out? I mean, the only thing to discuss, I guess, would be the amount.
Right.
And maybe if anybody hangs around, if anybody gets hired in this new private company from the pre-existing public company.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know. Maybe somebody. Yeah. Some people.
Course,
I mean,
keep some.
They got to set up a plan.
Yeah. But Board's gone now, right?
Yeah. Well,
he promised Board would be zero.
Well, those titles, of course. Does that mean he doesn't like anybody in the board? There's nobody that's worth, maybe. I don't know.
Didn't he say that the Board's salary is going to be zero?
Does Jack come back?
I don't know.
Hey, Jack, come back.
They have been seeing eye to eye lately.
Hey, Jack, come back.
He just
Jack
keeps,
Sweeney?
yeah.
Oh, God.
Well,
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. It's true. You've had a few today.
Oh, man.
You've had a few today.
Well,
Will.
he's in the spotlight too because Elon Jet's probably gonna get banned. No?
no, how can he do that?
No, I don't think he can just go immediately ban it. I don't
Or not
think so.
banned, but
Suspend.
account deleted.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know.
know. I think that's a little too transparent.
I think, I think this is what people expect him to do or want him to do.
Yeah.
But he's not going to fall for it.
Yeah. Who knows though? Maybe there's other deals to be had. Even
He's worried about it.
even with Jack. Well, of course. I mean, it's his whole thing, right? Like, it's his whole thing. CEO of Twitter left a tweet. Can we see this? Let's look at the CEO of Twitter's last tweet. Parag Agrawal. Let's see what he says. 10 minutes ago. Twitter has a purpose and relevance that impacts the entire world. Deeply proud of our teams and inspired by the work that has never been more important.
Kind of.
How would you? Yeah.
That seems like a CEO making it.
I mean, he quote tweeted Brett Taylor, who wrote, "The Twitter board has reached an agreement with Elon Musk." But what he sounds very past tense. The CEO, I guess former CEO.
Yeah. So quickly.
Well, he sounds very past tense. Twitter has a purpose and relevance that impacts the entire world. Like now, they do because of our work. It does, sorry. Deeply proud of our teams and inspired by the work that has never been more important.
Maybe he just knows that there's going to be a lot
tense.
of changes around the company.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Marcel in the chat hit you hard, Will.
Oh, no.
He said, is that a regular name, Will? Oh, baby.
You got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's only a matter of time, Will.
Yeah.
You and I always knew that eventually you were getting canceled.
Yeah.
We knew it from when we started. We had the discussion.
Yeah. I've always feared it.
It's only a matter of time.
Now I embrace it.
Yes, well.
Like a warm cancellation blanket.
Yeah.
Canceled once again. Lovely. How I missed you.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Ownership of Twitter gives Musk power over hugely consequential societal and political issues. It's interesting to see the way each publication reports on this. We're on the Washington Post now. Perhaps most significantly, the ban on former President Donald Trump that the website enacted in response to the January 6 riots. Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated, Musk said in the release. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans. Authenticating all humans.
Yeah.
Authenticating all humans.
Don't mind that.
Yeah, this is what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, but how, Will, without asking for the papers?
Well, I think that's part of it.
What? Willie Doo's got his papers out?
I think so.
Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it. So he put out a release. What? Is this his tweet? This is all Elon words. Where's this press release? Quoted here on Washington Post.
Really?
It must be. It's either a tweet or a press release. But if he was going to press release, then why not just tweet? Because you're Mr. Twitter, Elon. Huh. I don't see it. Where did he put that? Did he speak directly to the Washington Post? Maybe. The company's board of directors met with Musk on Sunday and negotiations extended to the early hours. We already know that. Two sides were focused on determining whether Musk had the financing to complete the acquisition. They're like, hey, show us the briefcase.
Show us the money.
It's like, whenever the deal transact,
Yeah.
you open the trunk, we got to see the money.
Yeah.
But then it's always the risky part when you hand it over.
Yeah.
You're like, are they really going to do... Are you going to give me the Twitter if I give you the money?
They run away with the Twitter.
They run away with the Twitter and the money?
Yeah.
Later, it's a car chase? Yeah. It turns into a car chase? He's got the plaid, though?
Of course. What does Twitter drive?
I don't know.
What's a vehicle that says Twitter?
Vin Subaru?
Yes.
I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product. Yeah, new features. That's interesting. I want to see these new features. I want to see the paid features. I want to see if I'm willing to pay for it and like if it's truly a thing. Like, is Twitter going to get into content? Is that what's going to happen? Is it going to be the live, the dreamy live broadcast medium? Is it going to be all types of video? And what are people willing to pay for? That's what I wonder. I mean, because it also gets murky and messy when things try to be too many things at once. The feature thing has been really interesting. Like, Will signs up for Twitter Blue, and then he's like, "Why am I paying this?" He's like right away.
Oh, really? Yeah. It was almost immediate for you.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see the value in it. Listen, I don't either, but
they put like you could undo a tweet but not edit it.
Yeah,
I think tweet editing is coming. I think we can add that to the list. Bots are definitely going to take a lot more heat. So bots are going to come under attack. Twitter, it's going to get an edit button. There's probably going to be less advertising. Does anyone want to put a bet down on whether or not Trump comes back? Does anyone? Because he's going to get pressure right away.
Of course.
Elon's getting pressure right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming back.
Yeah.
I can bet on that.
Really?
Trump is back. Mo, is Trump back or not back?
I'm not sure, but let me ask you something. He has his own social media. Like, but this is what I'm saying. If he goes back to Twitter, he's admitting that social platform is done.
Or he can go back to Twitter and promote the other platform.
I don't know. That's like making a post on Facebook to check out my YouTube.
He's going back or not going back, Mo?
I'm saying, I don't know, man. It's tricky.
I don't believe that's an option, actually.
Really? Okay.
I don't know.
Well, then
man.
I'll say he's coming back.
Two that he's coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you don't believe it?
You heard it here first, folks.
All right.
No matter what I say, that's 2 versus 1. So majority here is saying Trump's coming back.
Yeah.
Wow. What a time to be alive. People are going to remember, depending on what happens, this moment. And I know some people are saying...
and you heard it here first.
You did. We can say that for real.
Yeah.
But some people are saying this isn't that big of a deal. But
okay.
you're forecasting that not much happens. It's a possibility that not much happens. But you got to also appreciate the possibility that some things do happen.
Yeah, I don't think Elon pays a premium to take a company private to do nothing.
To do nothing.
I don't think that's likely.
To do nothing. It's got to be part of something, Mo. Not nothing, but something.
Yeah.
So Musk is worth $259 billion at the moment. It fluctuates from day to day, depending. Still a big chunk of change, man.
Of course.
Almost $50 billion.
Yeah.
Still a big chunk of change, Mo. Damn. Definitely what a time to be alive, though. I mean, that's for damn sure. I mean, the CNBC said it's for real. Well, that's it. It's a wrap.
I would like to see his statement. I guess we're just waiting on Elon's statement.
Well,
Yeah,
why
I
did
think
they?
everybody is.
Why did Wall Street Journal get a statement? Isn't that Bezos?
Yeah.
Why
that's
did they
bit
get a statement? That
strange.
feels like it's pulled from. What you need to do is copy the statement into Google
Yeah.
and see where the interview actually happened, or if it was a press release. Oh, it might be on Twitter's website. No, probably not that fast. I doubt it. I don't think that's going to do it for you, Will. No. You need to get the actual quote from this Washington Post article. You got to go up higher. Yeah, so he's got a loan, too. He's got to pay some interest on it, I guess.
Where is that quote?
It's up higher.
Oh, yeah. It was a really...
There you go. Here we go. So, the other thing was around COVID times when it was really aggressive policies around talking about COVID. Remember that?
The chat is saying it was in his TED interview.
Oh, they just pulled it from the TED interview.
Yeah.
So he already knew.
So it's not
It's not a new.
the latest.
It's not a new. Oh yeah. Anybody buying Doge right now?
Oh, yeah. I guess that would bump it up.
Anybody buying Doge right now?
I don't know. You got to ask Will about that. He's the crypto guy here.
He decided to.
It's up.
Yeah, you're
Definitely
you're
up.
damn right. It's
Oh,
up.
no. That's the wrong...
You're damn right. XCAT is up. Well,
Sorry. Got excited there. Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
up
It's really up.
21%.
yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, this was easy. This was
24 hours.
This was easy, right?
Oh, man.
That's an easy. So I'm the financial analyst here. Mo, you're not doing your job. No, but this is this is a different thing. Obviously, you stay away from the crypto, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm easing into it.
Go ahead.
No, at first I get comfortable with the stocks. I understand this, and then I go into the more...
This is quite a story you're writing.
yeah, I get into the more
The story of Mo.
crazy...
The story of Mo.
Exactly.
First,
The evolution of Mo.
in chapter 1.
So
1994.
So chapter 4 is the crypto chapter. Mo's
Exactly.
crypto adventure. Mo's crypto adventure. It's also a children's book.
Yeah, it sounds really fun.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. He's like riding a dragon or something.
Yeah.
A crypto dragon.
That would get you interested with the Game of Thrones and whatnot.
I'd be into it.
Like if it was like some medieval.
Middle Earth.
Yeah, if you get all these, you get the fantasy involved, then Will's going to be down for it.
All right. Well,
Damn.
we're almost at 3 hours.
Damn.
Oh,
dude.
man.
Been sitting here for 3 hours.
And we haven't even really gotten to the
Damn.
fun stuff yet.
But
Damn.
this is a pretty big
Go
live
ahead.
stream, I guess.
yeah, it's a big deal.
Damn. Damn. Oh, jeez. Twitter. Meme Town. He loves memes too.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jesse says he immediately bought Doge, but then he sold it. Oh, sold the Twitter call options last Wednesday at 48. That's no good. Mo doesn't mind.
I don't mind.
Oh, what is this? Is this real? Is this real, Will? I don't know, man. Before I read it, is that real?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So hard to tell.
What a transition this is going to be. What a transition this is going to be. How are you going to transition this?
I have no idea.
All these employees now, there's going to be communications internally.
Of course. Wondering who's on the chopping block.
Not just that.
Okay.
groups that disagree with something that Elon did or that are just going to leave.
Right.
That's it. That they would have made
This
some.
isn't what I signed up for.
Well, they would have made some claims to their social group if this like, not expecting it to happen.
Oh, you think people may have overstepped early?
If Elon's here, I'm out.
Okay.
If Elon, you know how it's different when it doesn't. It's not actually right there in front. Elon
right.
comes, I'm out.
Right.
This would be a great time for Trump's app to boast itself.
Really?
Really? You think it's a time for his app to go up?
Yeah, if people are quitting
Well,
Twitter,
look what Will says here from Fox News.
Okay.
Trump will not return to Twitter even if Elon Musk purchases the platform. He's all about true social.
well, yeah.
Come on.
This is what I was saying.
No. I mean, he has
admit
the
to it.
opportunity. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Not the fact that he
That he would.
wants to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but even if it's, the other thing too is like his account had quite a few followers, Trump's account.
Yeah.
Does he just pick up where he left off if he comes back?
Like, does he get those
Yeah, that's
followers
interesting.
back?
I don't know.
Just come right back to where he was?
I don't know if it would matter too
How
much.
many retweets does he get if he just comes back with I'm back?
I'm back. Like Arnold just...
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's number one retweeted post that day.
You think
for
that's a
sure.
trending tweet?
Yeah.
I'm back. Or what if Elon tweets Trump's back?
Takes it all away from him, gets all the glory.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. It's all very complex. We're going to have to keep our eyes on this story. This is not going to be the last time we talk about it, but it's official.
Yeah.
Reported number of places now, BBC, CNBC, Wall Street Journal, everywhere you might look. It's official. Twitter belongs to Elon Musk. He can now add it to his catalog of companies.
Man, so many at this point. How many companies does he own at this point?
A few companies. Couple of companies.
Yeah.
And we'll wait and see what the effects of it are. And I think people should actually get on him right now. Like in the sense of wherever it is that you stand, he's obviously paying attention to Twitter. And most of these people are not accessible to the general public. He seems accessible right now. Like he's paying attention to what people think about this or what they might want. Now would be the time, I guess, to shout on Twitter about Twitter, to Twitter, on Twitter, about Twitter, to Twitter. That's the dialogue right now on Twitter.
Yeah. This is the world we live in. That's today.
On Twitter, to Twitter, about Twitter.
Yeah.
About Twitter, to Twitter.
How meta is that?
For Twitter
Well,
in the
it's not
long run.
meta, but
How meta is that, but it's not meta?
it's not meta. Yeah.
This place is roomy.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much to everybody who joined today. Remember where you learned this news. This is CNN Plus. Don't forget it.
later.
Don't forget it. That one really irritates Mo.
It does.
Appreciate everybody who joined here today. Appreciate everybody who gave us super chats today. What a time to be alive. You already know that. This story is not over. It remains developing. Updates will be live every time.
And we don't stop.
Updates will be live every time at 9. Traffic at 9:07. No. We'll see you tomorrow, though. And if anything develops between now and then we'll be here to talk about it. And, of course, we'll have a lot of other news. Today was a special day, mostly because of this very unusual and large news. Let me know in the comments of this, if you're watching it after the fact, what you think about the deal. I'm curious about everyone's ideas and what you would like to see on the platform on Twitter going forward now that the people are in control. They're definitely not, but you know what I mean? Some people feel that they are.
The illusion is there.
The illusion is real. What the hell was that? What the hell was
All right,
that?
let me play it again then.
Wait, are we still live right
We're
now?
still live.
Oh
We're still
my
live.
god!
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is actually perfect for today, to be honest.
Oh my god.
That was a perfect. That was a
Let me
perfect.
do that again real quick.
Oh my god.